The lots are full, the grills are lit, and CAA football makes its debut on Flo College in grand fashion in the greatest homecoming on earth. It's the Hampton Pirates and the North Carolina A&T Aggies. Next. Welcome atop Truist Stadium, Spencer Turkin alongside my partner Damian Banks. The greatest homecoming on earth here in Greensboro, North Carolina. G-Ho. You think about all the pageantry and everything that surrounds this game, an entire week of festivities, and yet there is a darn good football game that needs to be played on the field behind us.
And not only is there a football game that needs to be played, these are two teams who are trying to get wins. Yes, it is homecoming. Yes, it is $30 parking. Yes, you smell fish. Yes, you smell ribs. But most importantly, two teams trying to get a dub.
And I think these two teams, more importantly, smell the end zone, especially after their games just a couple of weeks ago. So let's go ahead and look at this quarterback matchup. We'll start with the visitors, the Hampton Pirates. Malcolm Mays, tremendous showing against URI just a few weeks back.
Malcolm Mays, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions versus Rhode Island. Scared the Jesus out of Rhode Island and had to go to double overtime for them to pull out the win.
And now you look at North Carolina A&T against the top 25 ball club on the road at Richmond. Justin Fomby thrust into that starting role due to some injuries, and he comes out and puts on a clinic.
Yeah, Fomby taking advantage of an opportunity with the injury to Kevin White. Fomby, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers on the road at Richmond, double-digit lead versus the Spiders. A&T couldn't hang on, but Fomby played great.
Hampton, North Carolina A&T. It's coming up next right here on Flo College. But first, we're going to send it down to the field as we introduce the third member of our team, Raven Douglas.
Thanks, guys. The energy out here today is absolutely electric for A&T's 99th greatest homecoming on earth. The stadium seats are filling, the tailgate tents are already full, and all I can smell is good food. Now, we're in store for a great day today as the Aggies have prepared and practiced all week with great energy, focusing on eliminating the mistakes and focusing on the details. Hampton has been their only HBCU opponent since leaving the MEAC in 2021. However, the last time these two teams saw each other was just last year for Hampton's homecoming, and that game resulted in a 2-point victory for the Pirates. So the Aggies take the field today looking to defend their home as well. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven, as we get set to kick things off at Truist Stadium here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Spencer Turkin, Damian Banks with you. I got to tell you, partner, going to be a good one. Two teams that have known each other for a very long time. They do not like each other very much, but I think it's time for you to provide us with your keys to victory.
Well, let's start with the visitors from Hampton, Virginia. You got to control the line of scrimmage. And when we talked to Coach Boykin for Hampton, he said whether it's 5 technique or 3 technique, they want to control the line of scrimmage. And they want to create explosive plays, chunk plays, 20-plus yards. For A&T, feed off of this G-Ho crowd. The greatest homecoming on earth. You won't see a better atmosphere in college football. And lastly, play mistake-free football. Don't turn it over. No pre-snap penalties. Don't beat yourself. Let your opponent beat you.
And how about this for a statement? Hampton wins the toss, and they said, we want the football.
They said we ain't scared on the road. That's essentially what Hampton is saying. We want to get the ball. We want to drive down the field. We want to quiet the crowd and put points on the board.
So that means Andrew Brown, one of the best kickers, not only in FCS, but in the country, period, will head out onto the field to go ahead and boot this one away.
Donovan Shepard, kicking off for the Aggies.
Donovan Shepard back deep to kick this, to receive the opening kick, along with Brennan Ridley. A perfect day in Greensboro.
Feeling really good about this ball game. Sun's out. Got my binoculars today. We're good to go.
The 99th greatest homecoming on earth from Greensboro, North Carolina is underway. A squib kick by Brown, and this one will trickle out of bounds and will result in an illegal procedure penalty.
You don't see that too often.
No, you do not.
Andrew Brown maybe wanted to keep it away from the return men. It's going to be good starting field position for Hampton. And
free kick out of bounds.
Malcolm Mays.
Ball
Well,
near the
Coach Boykin
35-yard line on
for
the right
Hampton,
hash.
a two-quarterback
First down.
system, you will probably see.
We just saw Todd Boyd, the referee, for the first time today, as the Pirates will trot out onto the field as we get a look at the Hampton starting offense, led by Malcolm Mays, who you said a partner against URI, 24 of 28, 253 through the air for 4 touchdowns and no giveaways.
You can throw 4 touchdowns and not turn the ball over. You had yourself a ball game.
And Mays will go ahead and sling it to the outside. He has Pesant, his tight end, and he is ahead to the 43-yard line. So a solid game on the first play from scrimmage for the Pirates.
Just an easy pitch and grab from Mays to Pesant. 8 yards to make it second and manageable.
And how about a tremendous target in Pesant, 6'5", 265 out there, as Burris has nowhere to go on second down.
Yeah, good pressure initially at that front from North Carolina A&T. Played made in the backfield.
Elijah Burris on the carry.
Terrell Dudley is going to set up 3rd and short here for Hampton.
3rd and about 3 for the Pirates on the opening drive in this ball game. Twin set for Hampton. Mays settles in, tosses quickly, and completes the pass for a first down. It looks like Dorian Moultrie was the receiver who hauled it in. He was a little slow to get up there. Took a nice stick from Cade Molitor.
That's just too easy for Hampton. Moultrie just turns at the sticks, picks up the first down.
You see TK Pesant just off the line of scrimmage to the top of your screen. Play action, Mays under pressure. He'll roll out, throws on the run, and will it count? No, it will not, as Ridley couldn't keep a toe down. Now there's a flag on the play in the flat.
Malcolm Mays getting away from the initial rush from North Carolina A&T, trying to just make something happen down the field. Let's see what the flag is.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Todd Boyd says you're going to have to back on up a few yards after the ineligible man downfield penalty. A lot of times on those broken plays, you see that happen because the timing is off.
And the offensive linemen, in their brains, they're like, okay, let me hold my block for 1, 2, 3 seconds. And then, I may release down the field, and that's where the flag has occurred.
It'll be 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty. So the Pirates back on their own end of the field. A botched snap. Mays giving chase, and he will fall on it back at the 28-yard line. So from good to bad, and now really bad.
Well, what looked like a promising drive, now the Pirates are going backwards, and this is a really good sign for North Carolina A&T. Hampton came out, wanted to get the ball, wanted to make a statement. Now the Aggies here, they can get the football back from Hampton in pretty good field position.
Mays, plenty of time, now on the run, and throws it at the feet of Jaquan Snipes, his 3rd running back in the rotation, as the A&T defense looking strong on the first possession.
Definitely, and now with it being 3rd and Gates Boulevard, you cannot give up. Not just the first down, be wary of a penalty, pass interference or holding in the secondary. That will be an automatic first down. That would be a killer for North Carolina A&T.
This is an A&T squad that took Richmond to the brink, lost 20-17, a top 25 team, as it looks like Hampton is going for it here on 3rd. The throw over the middle, and that one is intercepted, but a flag comes in.
Let's see what this penalty is, but Malcolm Mays floats it over the middle, and that's a cardinal sin. Let's see what the flag is first.
Looks like it's going to be an eligible man downfield again.
Ineligible player downfield, offense 71.
So that'll be declined, and A&T will be in prime field position on its first offensive possession of the ball game.
You see here on the replay, pressure up front. Mays just escapes and floats it over the middle. And you never want to do that as a quarterback. Picked off by the Aggies. Great field position to start their first drive offensively.
So Trey Mittman with the interception as North Carolina A&T will start its first drive from the 45-yard line of Hampton. It'll be Justin Fomby working out of the shotgun today for the Aggies. Play action. Fomby has a ton of time, throws over the middle, and completes it to Caldwell. Down the sideline, Jerkari Caldwell. He'll lean into the defender and get shoved out of bounds at the 5.
And that play took an eternity to develop, but you saw Jerkari Caldwell pop open late, and Fomby plenty of time to sit back there and probe. Caldwell catches it, almost gets into the end zone, but sets up first and goal for the Aggies.
And how about Jerkari Caldwell? They're taking some contact at the end, trying to get an extra yard. It's homecoming, man. It's different.
And Caldwell coming off a big game at Richmond, didn't get into the end zone, but over 150 yards receiving for Jerkari Caldwell.
His first 100-yard receiving game. This one stays on the ground. And the Aggies are into the end zone. Cameron Dalrymple, the redshirt sophomore, his first touchdown of the season.
Cameron Dalrymple, he was stopped initially short of the goal line. You see him here probing in the middle, stood up, but kept those legs churning, kept moving, and gets into the end zone for an Aggies touchdown.
And with 11:57 to go in the first quarter, A&T 6, Hampton nothing.
And this is almost a perfect start for A&T. You get the stop defensively with the turnover, create that turnover and turn it into points. Now the crowd is in it, and it's homecoming here in Greensboro.
Andrew Money Brown good for the extra point, and it is 7-0 Aggies. We're back after this on Flow College.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football, united in excellence.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
The CAA on Flow Sports.
Welcome back out to Truist Stadium. Spencer Turkin alongside Damian Banks, the third member of our team, Raven Douglas, down on the sidelines. I got to tell you, partner, 7-0, A&T on top, 11:57 to go in the first. This is just about as good as you could wish it could be if you are Vincent Brown and the Aggies.
And for Coach Brown, this is what he's been kind of preaching since he's been here, trying to strive for excellence. You get a stop on defense, and not just a stop, a turnover. Give yourself great field position. You block them up, you allow Fomby to find Caldwell deep, and then you finish off the drive with that Dalrymple touchdown, and now you got the crowd in it. For homecoming, this is a great start for A&T.
Ridley and Shepard back deep to receive as Brown will send it deep this time to just in front of the goal line. Here's Ridley. And he gets popped at the 15. The ball is loose, and A&T says they have it. It is Aggies football.
What a hit. You see on the replay, just blasted by number 22. A&T, Daniel Coles.
It's a fumble recovered by
and Wesley Meisenheimer came up with the football.
Yeah, Coles first down on the coverage. And this is what happens when you play a familiar opponent. Homecoming at home. A&T has struggled mightily so far this season, but you wouldn't tell it by the first 5 minutes of this ball game.
I mean, listen, let's just be very honest with everybody that is watching this football game right now. Today was as close to a must-win for this football program as there has been probably in about 5 years.
And when you say must-win, we're saying you got to win. You don't want to lose the community. You don't want to lose the alumni, and it's homecoming. This is going to be your biggest crowd of the season. Now, Winston-Salem State, the crowd was amazing for the first home game of the season for A&T. So this is going to be a huge crowd. The community's involved. You want to play well today.
How about this? I was just informed, actually, by Brian Holloway, the sports information director here at A&T. An extra 1,568 seats were brought in with portable bleachers for this game, and this game is sold out even with the additional seats.
And it's sold out now. You may not see everyone in the stadium because of the food outside of the stadium.
But they're within 3 miles of here.
But we got the money nonetheless.
Fomby working out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 18. Looks back, throws. He's got Coles down the sideline and into the end zone. Daniel Coles, the freshman from Stafford, Virginia, finds pay dirt. 13-0 A&T.
And I saw the play developing as Fomby just waiting for Coles, who made the big play to cause the fumble on the kickoff, just wide open down the left sideline. And what a series of plays for Daniel Cole and the Aggies.
And how about this start for North Carolina A&T? 3 plays, 2 touchdowns in a total of 26 seconds. Andrew Brown splits the uprights. It's 14-0 A&T here in the first quarter.
North Carolina A&T wanted to come out. That was one of my keys to the game. Feed off of this greatest homecoming on earth crowd, and they've been able to do just that. And it's amazing what happens when you just execute. When you don't hurt yourself and you execute, you create 2 turnovers within the first 5 minutes of the ball game, resulting in 2 touchdowns.
Well, if you are the Hampton Pirates, led by Trent Boykin, who just took over as the head coach on Wednesday, you might need a little regroup session over on that far sideline if you're trying to stay in this football game.
Well, the best thing about this start for Hampton is that it's early. You have time to get your feet underneath you, so to speak, and get back into this ball game. The game just started. So you have plenty of time. You don't want to panic, but you certainly have to play better than you have this first 5 minutes.
And how about Justin Fomby? This is a young man who did not start the season as the starting quarterback. He came in as a grad transfer from Houston Christian. He was the expected starter. It didn't work out of camp. He just stayed positive, helped KJ White while he was starting. He got his opportunity, and he is making the most of it.
Well, they say if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. So Fomby didn't hang his head when he wasn't called the starter. Got an opportunity, and now he's making the most of it.
Andrew Brown will send that one through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And so the Pirates will begin this drive on their 25 as Malcolm Mays, who started the day 2 for 4, is going to have to figure something out quick for this offense.
Sorry about that, partner. I think offensively for Hampton, they may want to try to run the football. They average about 190 yards, 192 yards a game on the ground. As a team, they probably want to settle things down and run the football on this drive.
You have a great running back in Elijah Burris, first team all preseason CAA, as Mays will take it on the ground. His helmet flies off at the 32. And now we have a flag coming in, and I have a feeling we're getting a review for targeting.
Big collision on the sideline. You mentioned the lid for Hayes went flying, and Coach Brown is out on the field like, hey, you know, that can't be targeting. If my player is being blocked into Mays, let's see here on the replay, zone read for Mays. He pulls it, goes around the corner.
That's not targeting.
That's not targeting.
If you see, it was actually Kaimari Gray who bumped into Mays, and that's why the helmet flew off.
His own player actually caused the helmet to fly off, and you know that's no targeting on Benjamin Mitten for North Carolina A&T.
There is
Let's see
no
what the call
foul
is.
on the play. Hampton number 7 must sit out for one play because his helmet came off.
So Malcolm Mays will have to sit out for a play, which I presume would bring in Chris Zealous, the Greensboro, North Carolina native who played at Grimsley High School just down the road. The starting quarterback last year in this matchup went for 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in the Hampton win. So Zealous will hand it off to Burris. He'll slither through across midfield and into Aggie territory.
That's the best play of the ball game so far for Hampton. Burris finds a little crease, picks up a huge chunk play. That's one of those chunk plays that I spoke about earlier.
Zealous staying out on the field despite Mays being allowed back. Maybe if you're Trent Boykin, you try and switch things up. Play action. Gray on the outside. He's wrapped up, but is able to drag the defender for a few yards. And that'll make it about 2nd and 7.
Mays losing that helmet may have given Zealous an opportunity here at home. You know, he has family and friends here in the stadium to see him play. Let's hope, if you're a Hampton fan, that he's not overzealous in his approach. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I did. The handoff to Snipes, and he's able to gain a few. How about this offensive line for the Pirates? You want to talk about massive? How about left tackle Tyler McDuffie, 6'8", 365.
That's a big boy. And what that will do for you is even if you don't create massive holes, you lean on those defensive linemen late in the ball game that'll pay dividends.
Zealous over the middle. That one is hauled in by Moultrie, and that'll be good for a Pirate first down as Hampton sails down the field.
That's a big 3rd down pickup for Hampton as Zealous finds Moultrie. Pretty good coverage in the secondary by Janaz Sumter.
As the Pirates continue to use the ground game to their advantage, as Snipes able to gain a first down. And I believe that we are going to have a too many men penalty on A&T as one of the defenders was late getting off.
And Hampton has went with tempo on this drive, and I thought that the running game would be implemented by Coach Boykin to kind of settle the Pirates down on this drive. And with Mays losing that helmet and Zealous coming in, you may see Chris Zealous for an extended period of time in this ballgame.
Listen, if they end up scoring a touchdown here, Coach Boykin told us the hot hand plays.
And he said it's a 2-quarterback system. Basically, the playbook is open for both quarterbacks.
Zealous the keeper. He'll try and work off right tackle and is able to gain a few as the Pirates gain about 3.5 on that one here in the red zone. The Pirates this season 16th in the nation in red zone offense, 20 of 22.
Let's see if A&T's defense can bend but not break. Big tackle for loss in the backfield there for the Aggies.
So A&T standing strong along that defensive front, backing the Pirates up to the 12, and that'll make it about 3rd and 10 here in the red zone.
Tyshawn Bullock in the backfield for A&T. And that's going to put Hampton in a precarious situation here on 3rd down.
12 on the play clock as Zealous calls out the protection. Drops back under pressure, throws towards the pylon and leads Moultrie a little too long, but a flag flies in.
There's a flag on the foot.
Let's see what the penalty is. Could be in the area of holding defensively.
The initial signal is it's going against Hampton.
And that's going to be a good thing for an eligible player downfield. And that's 3 so far in this first quarter on Hampton. A&T dodged one there. Thought it may be a penalty in the secondary. But now it's going to back up Hampton even more. And but this is the thing. Will A&T decline it and make it 4th down and force the Pirates to attempt a field goal?
Oh, I don't think that that's even a question, and that's exactly what they do. I would have been shocked if Coach Brown didn't decline that penalty. Let's just say I'm really glad he did.
And again, that's a win for North Carolina A&T. Even if Hampton gets points out of this possession, Pirates knocking on the doorstep for 7 to limit them to 3 would be a win.
Brian Sahoski on for the 29-yard field goal attempt. And that one is good as the Pirates erase the goose egg and make this a 14-3 ball game here on the east side of Greensboro. And before the game, we were actually told that Sahoski has about 10 family members from here in Greensboro that are all in attendance today.
Again, we bring families together during homecoming. It's a family affair. Sahoski getting on the scoreboard for Hampton, getting a chance to shine in front of his family.
So the Pirates drive down the field, 10 plays, 63 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to add 3 points to the total. As A&T leading in the first quarter, still early in this ball game, 14-3.
Again, A&T couldn't have drew it up any better. Starting off with 2 turnovers, turning those 2 turnovers into points. Most importantly, not just points, but touchdowns. You do give up a drive to Hampton, but you limit them to a field goal. Here you see the first turnover, the interception by Mays, just floating one over the middle. And that's a cardinal sin for a quarterback. Fomby and company take full advantage. Cameron Dalrymple gets into the end zone a couple of plays later. And then after Daniel Coles calls the fumble on the kick coverage team, Coles out of the backfield for a touchdown reception from Fomby, and A&T cooking with peanut oil.
It's Aaron Harris and Cortez Lane back deep to receive this kick from Hampton. It's a directional pooch. Lane will let it drop in. He'll grab it. Doesn't have a lot of room to operate. He lowers his shoulder across the 25 and will be taken down at the 26. So
very
a yard
risky.
Better than a touchback.
That was very risky to let the ball hit the ground. But again, when it's going right for you, if your A&T is going right, now we can see what the offense for the Aggies do with the long field. Has had a short field on their first 2 offensive possessions.
You know, we spoke with Justin Fomby earlier this week, and he mentioned that he's been through some very difficult times. He brought up some suicidal thoughts that he had when he started his football career at the collegiate level, being very far from home. Things weren't going his way. He decided to try and recenter himself. He committed himself to religion. He took a few other steps personally in order to try and improve his mental health and his self-help. And he's done that. He feels like he's overcome his challenges. and he feels like this is the culmination of this portion of the journey. Now letting it all come together and having some success on the field while being a leader off of it for this Aggie team. As Dalrymple will scatter ahead for a few. It'll bring up third and short. And what was really cool this week, Damian, was at the weekly press conference, Fambi actually brought his entire offensive line room with him, and they stood behind him at the podium. You don't see that too often.
Well, you got to give the Big Uglies a little bit of love. They are protecting you. They are opening up holes for the running back. So you want to make sure that they're not just being mentioned when it's a holding penalty or it's a illegal man downfield penalty. You want to be able to give your offensive line some shine.
Caldwell, the motion man, he actually slips. Fambi tosses it near sideline. That one almost brought in by Jamison Warren. He had it, he lost it, he had it, he lost it, and then he lost it.
And that was the first down.
Fambi's pass to Jamison Warren, incomplete.
Waiting to happen for Jamison Warren.
There's a flag on the play.
Just a little bit too high.
And it'll be an illegal shift as Caldwell slid and then he came forward. So that will be a 3 and out for the Aggies, as A&T will be forced to punt with 6:37 to go in the first.
You see Hampton trying to find their rhythm in this ball game, coming up with a stop defensively. And barring a big punt here, going to be good starting field position
for the Aggies, number 46
for Hampton. Unless DJ Page can put a foot into this one. See the crowd now, not as boisterous as they were a couple of minutes ago here in Greensboro. That's what Hampton wants to do, kind of try to take the crowd out of it after the Aggies got off to that great start.
Page on to kick this one away. He'll sky it. And the fair catch will be called for and secured by Shepard.
The fair catch called for.
14-3, North Carolina A&T leading it here with 6:32 to go in the first. We're back after this on Flow College.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that? Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
The blue and gold marching machine welcoming us back to Truist Stadium on the east side of Greensboro, North Carolina. The #1 HBCU band in the land, and I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a thing again this year. I mean, they're just phenomenal. Let's go ahead and send it down to the field for our third member of the crew, Raven Douglas.
Great start for the Aggies with back-to-back momentum plays Coach Brown shared with us before the games that regardless of the injury bug that continues to bite them, they have enough in the players that are on the field today. The Aggies sideline is fired up, and they are cheering each other on. Wide receiver Jay Avery leading it, being the loudest on this side, saying go, telling the defense to go get that ball. And even with every mistake, everybody on the sideline is saying, stay up, let's stay in this, let's put a full game together. Back to you guys.
Appreciate it, Raven. Awesome job down there. As Hampton starting to move quickly down the field. Mays will take over as the quarterback again. And the Aggies right at the mesh point to blow up the play. It was Tyshawn Bullock in there again. He has been a mainstay in the backfield so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Bullock timing that one perfectly after a big pickup from the Pirates on the previous play. Nothing going there for Hampton, and that's what you want to do. You want to force some tackles for losses, get the offense off schedule.
Mays opens up, tosses to the sideline as that one brought in by Brendan Ridley, the freshman who actually fumbled on that kickoff after getting popped. Glad to see him doing all right. That was a massive hit earlier.
And that was one of the big plays early on in the first quarter that got A&T going here in Greensboro.
Third down, 8 to go from midfield. A&T looking a little out of sorts on defense. Mays working with trips to the near side. He's under pressure. Prunty wraps him up and sacks him. Karan Prunty, the preseason All-CAA selection.
KP on the backside, blitz. Mays saw him, tried to get away from him, but Prunty using those DB hips, breaking down, getting a big-time sack for the Aggies.
I don't know if you saw, but McDuffie on the outside, he had one on the inside, he had Prunty coming on the outside, and he kind of let both of them go. He didn't know what to do.
And that's bad for Hampton, good for A&T, as you don't see a lot of Karan Prunty sacks. But the NFL prospect gets it done for the Aggies.
Aaron Harris signals for the fair catch, able to secure it around the 23.
Aaron Harris with the fair catch.
And the Aggie offense back on the field after a 3-and-out last time on the gridiron. You see Karan Prunty getting his proper due off that corner blitz to end the threat.
Prunty, normally known for his coverage skills in the secondary for A&T, sent on a blitz there and gets home and gets the ball back to A&T's offense.
At their 24.
First and 10, officially spotted at the 24. Dalrymple worked through the middle and is able to gain about 2.
That run game for A&T has been solid all year, but with the injuries in the backfield, Wesley Graves is out.
Kenji Christian is out.
Christian is out. Those are your top 2 rushers from last year as well and this season, so other guys having to step up.
However, Vincent Brown was pretty confident in the rest of the running back room. Felt like they could do some damage. And let's not forget, you lost Bashal Tootin from a couple of years ago, who was just ripping off 300-yard games in the ACC. Vomby opens up, tosses to Rucker, and he'll get wrapped up and brought down at the 30. And how about the emergence of Anthony Rucker? Last game, 8 receptions for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns just a couple weeks ago at Richmond. This is a young man who really hadn't seen much action prior to that.
Yeah, Rucker, 2 tutties. That will get you on the good side of the coaching staff for sure. And, you know, if you can find a connection with Vomby, that will go a long way to help this offense maximize itself.
Vomby has all day, throws over the middle. It's bouncing around and then picked up by Coles, I believe, but there's a flag on the play.
Intended for number 11,
Right now, it is marked as a first down. There is a flag at the 35, and you want to talk about things going in your way.
Yeah, we'll see what this flag is. It could be pass interference on Hampton. It's a bang-bang play in the secondary. That ball bounced way in the air. Grabbed by an Aggie for a first down. Let's see what the call is.
So Todd Boyd getting ready to announce this to the crowd.
Pass interference, defense. Penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down.
So pass interference against the defense. It is declined, and the result of the play is a first down. And how about Daniel Coles tracking that football, snags it with two hands, and advances it to move the sticks.
Yeah, Coles has made a couple of huge plays in this ball game, as it was going to be pass interference on Trey Everett III. He was all over the receiver like a cheap suit, but worked out in the end for A&T.
Coles, this time on the ground, and he will scour his way back to the line of scrimmage. Daniel Coles, a three-star recruit by 247.com, coming in as a true freshman from Brookpoint High School. This is a young man the staff's really high on.
And what injuries do is they provide opportunities for other players. And if you can step up and make your case made for getting more time on the field, these are opportunities for players like Daniel Coles. You mentioned three-star prospect, getting it done on homecoming.
Vini, the motion man. Coles tries to spin out of trouble. He cannot. As Corey Yeoman, the Temple transfer, will come up with the stop.
Setting up a 3rd and long here.
A loss of 1 on the play
for A&T. Hampton in need of a stop. Hadn't been able to get a lot of pressure on Fomby so far in this ball game. Gonna need to disrupt Fomby's rhythm here on 3rd down.
3rd and long, good test for Justin Fomby here early. Under pressure throws, and Jakari Caldwell zigged. Fomby thought he was gonna zag, and it results in an incomplete pass.
And that underneath drag route had first down and much more written over it. Had they been able to be on the same page, Fomby gets rid of it quickly. Caldwell not ready for it. It's going to force an A&T punt.
So the Aggies, when starting on their own side of the field, now 0 for 2 on drives.
But Hampton,
you like how I just pull stats out like that?
You did do that. But Hampton, they spotted A&T 14 points, so you got to be able to come back from that. So
Shepard fumbles the football. It's loose. And Hampton will recover.
Almost another disastrous play on special teams for Hampton, as Shepard loses it but gets it back. And you're going to have the newly minted head coach, Boykin, rip out all of his hair in the first half.
Listen, they say defense wins championships. Special teams loses you football games.
Right, and when we had that Zoom call with Coach Boykin, we were going to bring up special teams, but what did you say? Oh, I'm not going to do that to you, Coach. We're not going to talk about special teams. Have we talked about special teams? See, you were on to something, partner.
Listen, I didn't want to put him in a bad spot.
You were on to something there.
Zealous. He's chased down. How about this for a Greensboro native? He beats the hometown team last year in the homecoming game up in the Tidewater region, comes home to the Gate City, and now is getting some significant playing time as the Pirates find themselves in a hole.
And sometimes it's hard to keep the hometown kids at home. You know, these guys want to get away from home just a little bit.
Zealous sheds the first tackler, will reach across to the 34 and is just at that first down marker, maybe an inch shy. I think that's going to be the official spot, an inch shy. No, now they're going to wave the sticks down. How about that for a late call?
Very late, and Zealous got away from the initial tackler. able to pick up a first down.
At the end of the first quarter, North Carolina A&T 14, Hampton 3. It's the 99th greatest homecoming on earth on Flo College.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united and excellent.
This is the CAA on Flo Sports.
Back with you here in Greensboro. The Golden Delights dancing our way into the second quarter as we send it down to our sideline reporter, Raven Douglas. Raven, take it away.
Same thing. Oh. You see quarterback Justin Fomby starting this game 4 for 6 in passing. He shared with us earlier this week that he's heard stories about this game since before he stepped onto campus, and he knows how important it is to bring it in with a win. The culture at his previous two schools, Northern Iowa and Houston Christian, was a lot different. He says here is where he feels most at home. Because of his age and experience, his teammates have nicknamed him Unc, but he knows that this is a brotherhood and that he can lean on his brothers day in and out. And it's with them that he wants to really make a statement for his last collegiate season. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that great report, Raven. 2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line for the Pirates. Zealous will bring the snap down, keep it himself, reaches across the yards to gain, and will move the chains as Chris Zealous now starting to settle in and look like the starting quarterback of last year for these Pirates.
And the Aggies are going to have to make an adjustment on that mesh point handoff from Zealous and Burris. Zealous is keeping that, cutting it up the field quickly.
Moultrie! He is popped immediately.
Yeah, Moultrie's going to feel that one on the ride home to Hampton. Is able to hang on to the ball.
Stephen Davis, who played his football just down the road at Dudley High School. His dad actually the head coach and used to play ball here as well.
Yeah, like father, like son, as Davis comes up, makes the big play.
2nd down and 6 for Hampton.
Stephen Davis Sr., a Shrine Bowl football coach, one of the top high school football coaches in the country, as Snipes uses that big frame to get to the 44 and earn a first down.
Snipes breaking tackles. The initial line of scrimmage. Coach Boykin talked about how much like the quarterback system is a 2-quarterback system. He's comfortable with either Burris or Snipes running the football.
And it looks like Moultrie's going to have to come off. He is not doing well from that hit 2 plays ago. And I don't blame him. He took a pop.
And the rib was exposed. You reach up to catch that pass and you leave yourself exposed for a rib shot. And Again, that one's going to hurt a little bit on the ride home to Hampton.
You might need to take a little plunge in the cold tub after the ball game. You know, is it just me, Damian, or do you feel like A&T laying the wood a little bit harder today than usual? I feel like we've seen some big-time hits here in the first half.
Utilizing the energy from the crowd here at homecoming, that translates and carries over to the field. And, you know, when you start off so well, gives you some momentum, gives you confidence on the field, and that's going to translate into your play.
Well, the Aggies still in search of their first CAA victory. The Pirates able to secure 3 of those last year. Both teams 0-2 in conference play. And near the midway point of the regular season. The handoff. And the Aggies swallow that up. No problem. It was Snipes on the carry. We have yet to see Tamir Robinson in this ballgame.
Snipes again on the carry.
For Hampton,
a gain of 2.
with Zealous being on the field, that option to run the football from the quarterback position is going to be a problem.
2nd and 8. Zealous dropping back. Throws over the middle. That one is complete to Ridley, and he is dragged down by
number 14,
Mac David.
And that's a big-time play by David. If he doesn't make that play, that's going to be a first down or more.
He just got him with one arm there and just yanked him down.
Aggie Nation.
Well, that's a freshman that you're tackling. He hadn't put on all the muscle yet. That's a big play defensively. Sets up a 3rd and long here.
3rd and 8. The line of scrimmage marked at the 42 yet again. Zealous all by and lonesome. Throws on the run, and that one is batted down by Davis. And now a flag comes in. Oh, I wonder if he had an arm planted in his back.
This may bail out Hampton here on 3rd down. As we just mentioned, Davis had a big hit a couple of plays ago. Maybe called for the penalty here. And it's going to be big. It's going to force Hampton to either punt it or think about going for it on the plus side of the 50.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 19. Spot foul. First down. Hampton.
See here on the replay, see if we can get a shot of it. I'm not sure if
First down and 10 from the Hampton.
Couldn't see anything from that angle.
32.
Not saying there wasn't anything there, but that's a tough call. Zealous play action. That one almost blown up. Instead, becomes a play for positive yardage.
And another good open field tackle defensively by A&T. These plays, you break one tackle, you're off to the races.
Number 19, Stephen Davis.
How about that grab by Moultrie? He reached over his teammate and said, thank you, I'll take that. Brings up 2nd down, 7 to go. Zealous fakes the shovel pass, throws down the sideline, had his man, and led him a little too far. It was Christian Greenlaw, the backup tight end.
Yeah, beautiful play call, and Zealous is going to want that pass back. Put a little bit more air under that one, and that's going to be a touchdown, and nevertheless going to be a big 3rd down here for Hampton offensively. If they don't get it here, if they're close, you're in a kind of no man's land. You may think about going for it on 4th down.
Well, last time the Aggies had Hampton in a 3rd and long situation, they sent some pressure. Zealous looking, He's under pressure, throws on the run, and that one out of bounds, incomplete.
The pass is incomplete.
And the Aggies force fourth down.
And that's pressure initially by Joshua Hardy for North Carolina A&T. Forces Zealous out of the pocket. Nowhere really to go with it, just chucks it out of bounds. Lived to play another down. Now it's going to be fourth down. Let's see if what Hampton decides. As I mentioned, in no man's land, you want to may think about going for it.
Oh, Trent Boykin going to take some time to think about this in his first game as head coach. And while they're thinking about it, we'll step aside. 14-3, A&T on top. Critical fourth down coming up for the Pirates after these messages.
A land-grant university started small. 6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African-American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Back with you here on the east side of Greensboro, North Carolina. Spencer Turkin, Damian Banks with you. I got to tell you, partner, 4th and 7 from the 30, 10:52 to go in the first half. 14-3, the Pirates trail the Aggies. Sold out crowd here at Truist Stadium. If you're Trent Boykin in your first game as head coach, not interim head coach, but head coach, what are you doing?
I mean, what you're doing is you're telling your ball club, like, hey, let's settle down. We got time to come back in this ball game. Let's execute. Let's make our plays. Let's hang around in this ball game. And when Zealous came in at quarterback for Malcolm Mays after Mays lost his helmet, Hampton has been able to move the football. But their drives have bogged down, one resulting in a field goal. So Hampton has been able to move the football, just not able to put it into the end zone. So you don't panic here if you're Coach Boykin in Hampton. You just do what you've been doing to keep yourself in the ballgame.
Well, both of these teams coming off of tough losses against top 25 opponents. Hampton, a 46-44 double OT loss to Rhode Island. A&T a 20-17 defeat at the hands of the Spiders of Richmond.
And both coming off of bye weeks. Time to lick their wounds, try to get some guys back healthy, although A&T has just been ravaged with injuries, and trying to set up a game plan to get a big-time win.
Well, something is going on out on the field.
May I have your attention, please? There is a drone inside the stadium. It must be removed in order for the game to resume.
Well, that's the issue. There's a drone over the field right now. Let's go ahead and send it. We're going to
I think it's a social media influencer with a drone inside the stadium.
We appreciate your cooperation.
Oh, that's not good. I would have liked to have thought that was obvious that you don't fly a drone over a stadium in the middle of a game, but You know what happens when you assume things, partner?
Well, I'm sure it's a social media guy or a social media gal trying to get some great homecoming footage. I'm sure it is.
Let's go ahead and send it down to the sidelines. Raven Douglas standing by.
Now, this game is also very special to Hampton quarterback Chris Zealous, who grew up right here in Greensboro. He went to Grimsley High School just right down the street and grew up in A&T culture as well. He said he's at a loss for words for how excited he is for today's game, this being his first collegiate game in his hometown. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven. Oh. Referee Todd Boyd not happy that there is a drone in his stadium right now.
That's out of Coach Brown's and his coaching staff. It's out of their hands. They can't control whether it's a drone in the stadium. And we're trying to see if we can locate that drone.
Is that the little speck that's floating around out there?
I think that's what I see.
Come on, guys. My eyes are not that good these days.
We did have some guys on the rooftop.
Listen, we were up there shooting our opening this morning, and
I'm like,
there were a few snipers on the roof today.
And we've done openings up there before. I'm like, I don't think I've noticed those guys before.
No, we have not. We're like, oh, there's company with us. How nice.
And Hampton's going for it.
And A&T bit Zealous on the free play to the end zone. And they'll get another shot, and it'll be 4th and 2.
And now on 4th and 2, it's going to make it that much more easier. But do you attempt a field goal now? You got 5 extra yards, or do you still go for it on 4th and 2? As A&T was trying to get a rush on the quarterback, jumped off sides.
Those are the penalties that A&T can't afford.
And you can't afford it because it makes it 4th and short. It gives you an option now for your quarterback, the opposing quarterback, to make a play with his legs. You have to worry about Burris. You have to worry about Zealous on the ground. And can he get around the edge and pick up a first down?
So now it'll be 4th and 2 from the 25. The Pirates lined up to go for it yet again. Hard count. Zealous will change the play with 15 on the play clock. Snipes is the single back. He'll motion out. Zealous throws it on his back shoulder, completes the pass, and moves the chains as Kaimari Gray, the 6'2 junior, will haul it in.
Smoke screen to Kamari Gray. Picks up just enough, picks up a block here from his tight end on the inside. Actually, that's the freshman picking up a block. And Ridley. And Hampton gets the first down.
Snipes through the middle and finds the end zone.
And that's what happens. You give an opponent another opportunity. It's 4th and 7. You get offsides. It's 4th and 2. They pick up the first down, and Snipes immediately into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Boo Birds are out.
And Hampton just taking their time, understanding that it's early in the ball game. Yeah, we fell down, 14-0, but it's a long game.
Sahoski punches it through.
Is good. And with 10:16 remaining in the half.
And it's 14-10. A&T leading Hampton. 10:16 to go in the second quarter. It's interesting, Damian. To start this game, Hampton won the toss and took the ball, which you don't see that often these days, right? You see that in high school sometimes. You do not see that often in college, but I think that Trent Boykin and his team are trying to make a statement. It backfired. However, now you found some new life in Chris Zealous, the hometown kid here in Greensboro. He's not coming to play around today. And maybe, just maybe, the long game is going to be the way to go.
And I mentioned a couple times, it is a long football game. Yeah, you fell behind early if you're Hampton, but you have an opportunity to claw your way and fight your way back into it. And, you know, with A&T being stagnant a little bit on offense their last couple of drives, it has allowed Hampton to get their feet underneath them. And with Zealous coming in, like you mentioned, the hometown guy playing in front of his family, playing at A&T, a school that probably, you know, didn't offer him out of high school. You know, he has some things that he wants to prove.
Listen, it's the hometown Division I university, right? That's you're here now to perform on a big-time stage. And so far, Zealous doing the job. 6 for 9, 22 through the air, 4 carries, 21 yards on the ground, as the Pirates are within 4 points. Cortez Lane will field this at the 4. Bounces it outside, has some room, and is chucked out of bounds, just shy of the 30.
Lane bounces it out, gets as much as he can. And now I want to see what Justin Fomby and this offense can do, and just missed on a couple of plays on their last few possessions that could have been big plays. Missed Jakari Caldwell dragging across the middle. That would have been a first down and more. A&T has to sustain a drive here because Hampton is right there on their heels.
I'll tell you what, Cortez Lane was just in a place that you really don't want to be, the visiting sideline.
Yeah, you're on the visitor sideline, but you're still at home. You're not too worried about that.
Shovel pass. And that one stopped almost immediately as Jalen Hicks had nowhere to go.
A&T understanding that Hampton gives up a bunch of yards on the ground trying to run the football. That's a big tackle for loss to start the drive, and you get A&T off schedule here if you're Hampton defensively.
So 2nd and 13 from the 24 for the Aggies. Fomby over the middle finds Warren. He'll get to the 30 and is able to keep possession as he's thrown ahead to the 32.
And that's a big pickup there, getting the yardage back and more to make it 3rd and very manageable for A&T. With Fomby not known as a runner, you know, you're going to be looking to get this ball out of his hands and get into your playmakers' hands, giving them a chance to pick up this first down.
3rd down and 5 for the Aggies.
So 3rd and 5 for A&T as the Aggies recovered after that tough first down play. Warren, the motion man, at the bottom of your screen. Here's Fomby, has time, throws, and that one off the fingertips of Warren and will fall to the grass incomplete.
And that's another stop on the defensive end by Hampton after that hot start from A&T. Hampton's defense has settled in, and that one's a little bit high off the fingertips. Would have been a tough play to make to pick up the first down anyway by Warren, and Hampton's going to get the ball back on the punt.
So DJ Page on to kick this one away. This one a beautiful spiraling punt. It will take an A&T roll out of bounds at the 16. Wow.
And that's the 3rd phase of the ball game, paying dividends for you as Page flips the field. And Hampton's going to have to drive the length of the field if they want to put points on the board.
Oh, do you go Mays or Zealous on this one?
If you're Coach Boykin, you, like you mentioned, stay with the hot hand. The offense has been moving with Zealous, so you don't want to, like that song said, you don't want to disturb this groove. So I'll stay with Zealous.
And so will Coach Boykin.
It's the reason why. Well, I haven't been a coach in a previous life, maybe, but I got a coach's mentality. And at no fault of Mays, who threw for 4 touchdowns
just 2 weeks ago.
And no interceptions. No fault of his, but Zealous is just playing well right now.
The Pirates keep it on the ground as Donovan Shepard, who's been handling most of the return duties today, will get his first carry.
There hadn't been a big play made defensively by A&T in a couple of series now. Who's going to step up for the Aggies to keep this crowd into it here in Greensboro?
Play action. Zealous evades a couple of tacklers, and he'll semi-slide in at the 27.
And that's what you get from Zealous. Now, Mays can run it as well, but that's what you get from Zealous, that ability to pull it on the RPO, on that mesh concept. Zealous is looking to run the football. Adjustments have to be made with Zealous in the ball game for Hampton.
Pirates elect to keep it on the ground yet again. And this time Hampton at the 30. So it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Donovan Shepard on the carry. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Pirates.
See some back and forth going between Moultrie and Prunty on this near sideline for Hampton. Prunty doesn't get a lot of action in the secondary for A&T.
Oh, why would you throw his way? I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
Well, sometimes you got to keep him on his toes. If you're an offense, you don't want one player to dictate your entire game plan. So you want to try to test him at some point in the ball game. But Prunty is a lockdown corner out there for A&T.
Burris, 4 carries, 29 yards today.
It's
A&T keeping him in check. Empty set for the Pirates here on 3rd and long.
You have to be wary of the feet of Chris Zealous here. Empty out. This backfield spread A&T out. Smells like a quarterback draw or a design run.
Burris going to motion into the backfield. Zealous takes the wide snap, steps up. He gets dragged down from behind, and that's going to be a horse collar on Joshua Hardy.
And I'm not sure if he got him on a horse collar or he just pulled his jersey. You know, Hardy is saying like, hey.
Horse collar tackle.
It wasn't a horse collar. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. You know, Hardy just reaching out, trying to bring down the elusive Zealous.
Oh, I don't know if he got
jersey.
I don't know if he got into the collar.
Yeah, it wasn't into the shoulder pads. It was all jersey, but
ooh, that's a tough call.
Tougher than a $2 steak.
He's going to be pretty upset when he sees that one on replay.
But it moves the chains for Hampton.
First down and 10
and the Pirates
at their 46.
Recovered from that tumultuous start.
Play action. Zealous tosses it to the sideline. Ridley's got it. He's got some room and is angled out of bounds by Aaron Harris.
Good play call there from Hampton. They ran that play a lot in this ball game. It's a glorified handoff, getting the ball out in space into your playmaker's hands. Key is picking up a block initially.
Crossing midfield, first down and 10 for Hampton.
Hampton, another big game for the Pirates.
1st and 10 for HU. That one to Moultrie. He angles himself down the field and into the end zone. Pirates on top.
And that's the RPO as Zealous pulls it down. Prunty fooled, eyes in the backfield. Lost his footing on that one, and Moultrie glides into the end zone. And I'm not even sure if there was man coverage there by A&T. Just a zone read by Zealous, and now the crowd quiet. 17 unanswered. 16 and counting unanswered for Hampton.
Sahoski. He's true on his PAT. And all of the sudden, a 14-point A&T lead has now shifted all the way back in the other direction. Hampton up by 3. We're back after this on Flow College.
North Carolina A&T Aggies, 14.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
The Pirates making the most of that horse collar penalty on Joshua Hardy to take the lead 17-14 here in Greensboro. And I think that this is what Trent Boykin had envisioned to maybe start the game, not in the second quarter, but it doesn't really matter when it happens as long as there's 3 zeros on that scoreboard in the fourth quarter.
And what has happened is that play where Malcolm Mays got his helmet knocked off allowed Zealous to come into the ball game. And Zealous has turned this game around offensively for Hampton. Now, Hampton's defense has been able to stop A&T when A&T hadn't had short fields. So A&T they're going to have to drive the length of the field on one of these possessions. Fomby has had time to throw it. They've just been off just a little bit on the last couple of drives. So now it's now or never here for A&T as we wind down this second quarter.
Coles and Lane back for A&T to receive the Sahosky kickoff. It'll be Lane. He'll field it on the doorstep of the end zone. Lane gets through the initial rush and is ahead to the 30.
Cortez Lane on the return.
And Lane almost busted out of there, had a little crease. You mentioned offensively for A&T, going to have to string multiple first downs together. Hampton has already given you 2 short fields, so you can't expect that to keep happening. You have to get your offense on track.
24-yard line.
Fomby and Downripple in the backfield for A&T.
Rucker, the motion man. Dalrymple looks to go off tackle and is ahead for about 4.
And that's a good first down run. You get 4 yards of carry, you're picking up first downs and you're keeping the chains moving. You just cannot afford pre-snap penalties. You can't afford negative plays if you're the Aggies.
And the worst part for A&T right now is that every close call in this ball game has gone against them.
So far.
That's been the toughest thing to swallow if you're Vincent Brown and A&T.
And you mentioned off air that horse collar there on Joshua Hardy. Looked like Hardy got all jersey. That would have forced a 4th down punt.
Here come the Aggies. It's Dillard. He gets crushed at the 43, and flags come flying in, so we'll see if this play will stand.
There may be 15 added on to this one. Is Dillard in the open field.
Some big hits in this ball game.
Not sure what the flag is going to be. The flag came from on the other side of the field. It's going to be a first down for the Aggies. That was a huge pickup. See here on the replay, just a crossing route.
10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
It's going to go against Coles.
Correction. The result of the play will be first down.
Yeah, it's a first down because it was a 40-yard gain. Can't completely take it back. It was in the secondary. Just going to take some of the yardage back. Still going to be first down.
Those are the types of things A&T cannot afford to have happen to them. You're now trying to play catch up.
And you don't want to beat yourself. You know, that was one of my keys to the game. Play mistake-free. Don't beat yourself, and, you know, especially, you know, when you're fighting tooth and nail for wins.
First charge, 10.5. North Carolina A&T.
And that'll be a timeout taken by North Carolina A&T. The Aggies want to make sure they get this right and try and put some points on the board. Maybe even slow down the pace here. Go 2 for 1 if you get lucky. A lot of options.
And not just options. You take your time on this drive. Get points. Don't allow Hampton to get the ball back with any amount of time to retaliate. And like you mentioned, Hampton got the ball to start the ball game. A&T's going to get it to start the third. So you could see a momentum shift here late in the second quarter.
(17-14) A&T down to Hampton. Both teams in search of their first CAA victory this season. Hampton knocked off A&T just a year ago, 26-24, in the homecoming game at HU at Armstrong Stadium. First and 10 for Justin Fomby and company. Under pressure, gets rid of it. And that will sail out of bounds.
Fomby flicks that one out of bounds. Getting away from pressure.
Javon Dillard was in the vicinity. I think that's the proper terminology.
That's all that matters, being in the same area code. Fomby out of the pocket, so no harm, no foul.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Damian, but A&T huddling up a little bit more, taking their time, trying to control the tempo of this game with 5 on the play clock. The Aggies are going to have to move quickly, and now there's a whistle, and people were jumping all over the place, and they're going to signal this one against A&T.
After a great start, the game and the momentum of the game has gotten away from A&T just a little bit here. So they're trying to regather themselves as we approach halftime. And again, pre-snap penalties. These are things that are drive killers in the game of football.
Second and 15. Fomby, shovel pass, broken up almost immediately. Dalrymple wrestled down.
And trying to catch Hampton sleeping there on the defensive side, and Aggies going backwards after what looked like would be a promising drive, maybe resulting in points on that long reception by Hardy. That's going to be third and forever here for A&T. Probably going to see a too-high safety look here for Hampton. Keep your eye out on Jakari Caldwell and his size on the outside.
20. Warren across the sticks and good for the first down.
And that's a good play by Warren as Jakari Caldwell running that go route, running off the defenders, opening up a hole for Warren underneath.
And there's a personal foul, roughing the passer penalty tacked on top of that.
So that's going to be the double whammy defensively on Hampton, giving up 3rd and long on the pass play, and then adding 15 yards. And now if you're A&T, you can kind of get back into that mode of taking care of the clock, being really direct and precise on this drive to score points, but not allow a lot of time to be left on the clock.
Both teams with 2 timeouts. You still have the 2-minute timeout as well. And if you're A&T, you're in field goal range now with Andrew Brown.
Then you don't have to exclusively throw it. You can still run the football if you're A&T.
And that's exactly what the Aggies do on that play. And now there's another penalty flag coming in, and that will be some unsportsmanlike conduct.
And we'll see who this is on. I think one of the Aggies players kind of goaded a Pirate into a penalty. Actually holding on A&T, so now this has become a flag fest. Last couple of plays here, that's going to back up the Aggies.
Did you see that, partner?
I didn't see a holding penalty, but again, I'm not on the field. Officials have a super duper hard job, so I don't see what they see all the time. But those are the penalties. These penalties that get you off schedule and force you to do things that you wouldn't normally do in your offensive game plan, get you out of character. Now A&T is going to have to try to overcome this on the drive.
A&T 6 penalties, 59 yards so far in the ball game. Vomby opens up, throws under pressure, and that one is dropped by Dillard, who was all alone.
And Dillard may not have picked up the first down, but would have got a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. That's a big drop. A&T again
brings up 2nd down and 20.
Shooting themselves in the foot. You see here on the replay, ball a little bit high, but nothing that Dillard can't handle.
In the back.
Yeah, I think he just looking before catches the ball, trying to make a play before he catches it. And Javon Dillard is going to be thinking about that one this evening.
2nd and 20. This will be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. Hicks through the middle and is taken down at the 36. And that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout. Hampton 17, A&T 14, as the Aggies are driving here in the 2nd. We're back after this on Flow College.
Again, if you're participating.
Significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
My hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
Coming down the stretch here in the first half, A&T trailing Hampton by 3. In the 99th greatest homecoming on earth. And it really is something special. I mean,
Third down. 15 yards
it took a long time for us to get on campus today.
Yes. A mile walk from parking.
Fomby. Flush from the pocket. Tucks it. Reaches. And will head out of bounds and stop the clock.
That's going to be fourth down. And my thought process, if I were a coach for A&T, I'm not trying to pick up the first down, pick up enough to get myself into Andrew Brown field goal range.
And make sure you come to the side that he wants to be on, that right hash mark, the correct hash mark, I should say.
And now you're going to get a real long Brown field goal attempt. Now, Brown has the leg for it.
Oh, he's already hit a 52-yarder this year, and he's lining up for another one now. And this one looks like it might have been partially blocked, and it will roll through the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Brown didn't get all of that one. And Brown has the leg for it. But again, a promising drive for A&T, thwarted by a couple of penalties. Now the defense is going to have to step up and keep Hampton off the scoreboard as we wind down this first half.
For Hampton.
And you can just hear how the crowd is kind of sitting on their hands right now.
Tight ball game, back and forth we've gone. A lot of momentum shifts. And look who's back in. It's Malcolm Mays.
Switching it up just a bit. His coach, Trenton Boykin for Hampton.
Might be for the 2-minute offense. Try and maneuver downfield via the air. First play on the ground. It's Burris, and he stood up.
May in now to quarterback for Hampton.
They're not quite sure with Zealous having a really good first half. Go back to Mays, and now to Mays' credit, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions versus the top 25 team a couple of weeks ago. You want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Mays lofts it to the sideline. That one brought in by Moultrie, and the Pirates.
The pass from Mays is complete.
Prunty right there. Just turns around late. Can't break that one up. Can't have better coverage than that, but Moultrie locates the ball in the air. Able to turn around on that back fade. That back shoulder fade, and Moultrie makes the catch.
Mays shakes the shoulder, throws downfield, has his man. It's Ridley who finds pay dirt. Touchdown, Pirates. Hampton sails down the field and puts 6 on the board.
And I guess we're making Coach Boykin, he's making himself look right. I put Malcolm Mays back into the ball game to score a touchdown. Busted coverage in the secondary. Mays thought about coming out of there and running it, but sees a receiver breaking free late. Sidesteps the coverage. Sees Brennan Ridley coming open late, and that's a touchdown. Hampton Pirates, and
the BAT from Zahoski.
Truist Stadium is stunned.
And with 1 minute, 2 seconds left to go in the half.
62 seconds to go.
North Carolina
and now a flag comes in after the PAT from Zahoski. 24-14 in a 2-score game. And
24 unanswered.
24 unanswered points. And I don't know if somebody said something to the officials or what. But there's about to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is what it looks like.
A&T, you don't need to pile on these penalties. You got enough hard work to do as it is stopping this Hampton offense.
Assessed on the kickoff, 15 yards.
And again, A&T came out. Everything went so right in that first 5-6 minutes of the first quarter. And since that moment, Hampton settled things down. They came up with multiple stops offensively. When A&T had the opportunity to punt Hampton away, they didn't do it early to put that doubt in their mind. And Hampton is chipped away, took the lead, and built upon that lead. And now with 24 unanswered, a 10-point advantage for the Pirates.
And now the Pirates are going to have a shorter kick as the penalty was against A&T.
And can A&T answer? Are they shocked now? Probably. You know, you're very hype at the beginning of a ball game, especially on homecoming.
Well, Hampton, you have 62 seconds to do something.
You have some time. And you don't have to score a touchdown. You just want to put a drive together to get some positive momentum and points going into the locker room.
So it'll be A&T football from the 25. Can Justin Fomby lead a drive down the field? That's the question.
A&T has been able to have a couple of big plays, and then they take 2 steps back with penalties. Last drive, got into a long Andrew Brown field goal range. Field goal not good. Hampton promptly turned that into a touchdown.
Fomby fumbles the snap, throws the football. Coles has it and did not get out of bounds. I don't know why he hesitated. He should have just went straight for the sideline.
And that was disaster at the beginning. Don't know how Fomby got that to Coles. Coles, like you mentioned, didn't get out of bounds and the clock keeps running.
It's the little mistakes. Fomby looking, fires downfield. Dillard can't come up with it. And now a flag flies in.
Dillard trying to make the adjustment to come back for the ball. Usually when that happens, puts the defensive back at an advantage.
Defense, number 22.
That's going to be a 15-yarder there.
Automatic first down.
For A&T, and that's going to be much-needed yardage. Still a ways to go before you can get into field goal range, and you know, not like the NFL. That's not a spot foul in college.
And Randy Jordan just didn't turn around. And if you don't look at the football, you don't get a call.
Yeah, you can be in position, but you got to get your head around. You know, as a youngster, that's one of the first things your coach teaches you: get your head around and locate the football.
2 timeouts remaining for A&T. You probably want to keep one in your back pocket in case you need it to kick a field goal. Fomby dropping back, flush from the pocket, and he will throw that one incomplete. And it was in the vicinity of Cameron Dalrymple, so it will not be grounding.
Now Hampton dialing up the pressure on Fomby, understanding Fomby's not a great runner, not going to hurt us with his legs. Going to get him off of his spot, make it that much more difficult for him to make a big play down the field.
2nd and 10 from the 46. On the play clock. The screen pass. This one is complete. Dalrymple to the 40, and that'll stop the clock as the chains move.
Unless A&T steps up and spikes it, they're probably going to have to use their last timeout.
They'll have one more remaining after this.
Actually, that's good. That's important. So you can utilize the middle of the field here with 1 timeout remaining. But that's a perfectly called screen play as Dalrymple picks up a big chunk of yards for the Aggies.
I will tell you, A&T may have gotten away with a chop block on the outside here.
Well, hadn't gotten away with much in this ball game.
No,
so
they have not.
The sun shines on the dog's rear end a couple times a day. So You can't call everything as an official.
No, you can't. Hampton, 24 unanswered points to take the lead in this ball game. As we get ready to head into halftime, of course, the third member of our crew, Raven Douglas, will be standing by, and we'll chat with A&T head coach Vincent Brown.
Look at the fan cam. Aggies were very loud early on.
First down and 10 for the Aggies.
So 1st and 10 for A&T from the 40 of Hampton. Fomby in the pocket, throws down the sideline for Caldwell. He lets it sail too far, and it's intercepted. Jordan White.
What a play by Jordan White. He laid out like he was a wide receiver. Fomby trying to find Jakari Caldwell down that left sideline, just leads him a little bit too much. Let's see here on the replay. Does he come down with it in bounds? That's a heck of a play there defensively by Hampton. You'll probably see the Pirates here take a knee, take this 10-point lead into the halftime break. What a play here. Laying out for it. See that right knee come down. White, heck of an interception.
On the field was an interception.
They're going to review it, but my vantage point, that looked like a great play by the DB.
Well, I guess they're going to look and see if White's elbow came out of bounds before his knee came down. Well, inbounds.
It's
kind of that's the question,
so
right?
What the officials are looking for to see if he had control of the ball with that right knee down first before the elbow hit down out of bounds. But it was called an interception on the field, so you got to have that quote-unquote inconclusive proof to overturn it. So we'll see what the officials come up with as we get another replay here. Fomby just leads Caldwell just too much down the field. You had too high safety, so taking a risk by throwing it. You see that right knee.
Knee is down. The ball
is on the ground.
Hit the ground. That's going to get called back.
The ball is on the ground.
That is going to...
Excellent replay there by our TEM crew.
Excellent shot. Excellent shot. That is going to end up being an incomplete pass. Wow.
Again, called an interception on the field, but if I could see it, if you could see it, then you would hope, if you're an A&T fan, that the officials can see the ball hitting the ground here. Again, on the replay, laying out for it is White, Jordan White, and
the ball hit the ground right there.
Clearly hit the ground. He got up and sold it like
no doubt.
It was an interception.
That should be the shot that resets this.
And again, officials taking their time here.
Well, this is a big play.
It is a huge play, but if maybe they're trying to do their due diligence and make sure, like, hey, if he didn't catch it, how much time is left, things of that nature. But it looked, from my point of view, that the ball hit the ground. And we'll see what the call is. It's been a really entertaining first half. Aggies got off to a great start. Hampton staying the course. Coming back in this one again, another replay here. Even better angle. As White lays out for it.
After review, the ruling of an interception stands. First down, Hampton.
And they called it an interception. That is amazing.
Wow.
As you can clearly see that ball hitting the ground.
Yeah, that's a bad call. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. That is a really bad call.
You can at Spencer Turkin as Hampton takes a knee and takes it to the halftime break.
That'll do it for the first half here in Greensboro. Hampton 24, A&T 14. And it looks like Vincent Brown is standing by with Raven Douglas. Let's go ahead and send it down to the sidelines. Raven, take it away.
Coach, you talked about putting a full game together. Now, you started off very strong on both sides of the ball. A little bit of fall off, a little bit of shift in the second quarter. What can we expect to see for the second half?
Yeah, so we hurt ourselves on defense. Penalties on third down, that extended drives. Can't win in situations like that. And then offensively, we got to put together some chunk plays.
So what adjustments can we see on the defensive end, giving up a lot of yards and receiving yards as well as rushing?
Yeah, so we're going to make sure we fix our coverages when they go 3-by-1 FSL. And again, it's the penalties that have hurt us more than anything else defensively.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven, and thank you, head coach Vincent Brown. The score heading into the half, Hampton 24, A&T 14. An extra long halftime here for the Blue and Gold Marching Machine to do their thing. We'll be back after this on Flow College.
Significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. Who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done. 6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
CAA football is action-packed. CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done. 6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T. Always doing, never done.
24-14, Hampton with 24 unanswered points to take the lead here in Greensboro at the intermission. Spencer Turkin alongside Damian Banks in the broadcast booth. I got to tell you, partner, interesting half of football. A&T came out guns a-blazing, and then the Pirates decided to just set course, and they were able to sail down the field a few times.
A&T got off to the best start possible. 14 points to start the ball game, but Hampton steadily but surely gets back into the game, and that happened with the quarterback change, and it was by happenstance. With Mays losing his helmet, that brings in Chris Zealous. Zealous tremendous in that first half, leading the Pirates 24 unanswered points.
When you think about how this has all turned out, all the hype was about Mays heading into this week. Now, listen, he led the Pirates down the field in the 2-minute drill, scored that touchdown before halftime, so he looks like his old self. But to have the hometown kid, Chris Zealous, come in and show off the way that he has, you know that him and his family are having a good old time in the opposing stands.
Well, head coach Trenton Boykin at Hampton said that, hey, we had a 2-quarterback system, and the playbook is open for both quarterbacks. It doesn't really matter who's playing. We run the same plays, and it's evident there in the first half they're doing whatever they want on the offensive side.
They certainly are. Second half of play is getting set to come up next. You're tuned in to Hampton and A&T, the 99th greatest homecoming on earth, right here on
CAA on Flow Sports.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Now, I was able to speak with Hampton head coach Trent Boykin coming out of the half, and his answers were a lot similar to Coach Brown. Although Hampton has the lead right now, he is not very happy with the penalties, with the turnovers, and he said Hampton needs to clean it up to finish this game with a win. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven. The Pirates, who won the opening coin toss and elected to receive, will kick off to the Aggies. Here's Cortez Lane. He's had a few big returns today as he gets shoved out of bounds. That was awfully close to being a late hit.
Definitely, partner. And that 15 yards, you see a penalty there flying in the air right now. So I think the officials may have heard you in the booth.
That might be an unsportsmanlike conduct on A&T. I think somebody said something.
Probably. But A&T needs to get their act together here at home. They started the game off tremendously. 14 points, 2 turnovers. You look great in that first quarter.
Receiving team, number 15, half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's a penalty. And A&T on Cortez Lane, as he may have taken umbrage to being tackled out of bounds, may have thought that he deserved a penalty, and in turn gets called for the 15-yarder, and Aggies are going to be backed up to begin this drive.
So A&T will start this drive.
First and 10 for the Aggies.
From the 14. It'll be first and 10. Fomby, play action over the middle. That one almost picked off.
And Fomby, very lucky there, trying to find Caldwell, dragging across the middle. That had pick six written all over it. A&T has to get their heads back into this ball game. Hampton did not come all the way on the road to lose this game, and Hampton trying to spoil homecoming here in Greensboro.
Will Hicks was able to get his paws on it. They'll bring up second and 10.
I had a couple of friends growing up that went to Hampton, so I know that Pirate mentality.
Number 23.
Dalrymple keeps it on the ground.
Family members who went to A&T. My brother's birthday is actually today.
Oh.
Probably, he's around here somewhere. He went to A&T. I'm like, man, how cool is that your birthday is on homecoming?
Everybody's just throwing a party for your birthday.
Probably not. Probably not. But shouts out to my brother Eric. Former, I guess not a former Aggie, but an Aggie during his time here in Greensboro.
Third down. Fomby towards the sideline, too tall for Warren, and that'll be incomplete. So a quick 3 and out to begin half number 2 for North Carolina A&T.
And that's not how you want to start the half. If you're the Aggies, Fomby high on that throw. Not only do you have to punt, DJ Page is going to be punting around the 2-yard line, so Hampton's going to have good field position.
Pirates brought some pressure. Page got the punt off, and it will take a Hampton roll into Aggie territory and will be downed at the 48. So the Pirates with a short field to start this half on offense.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Pirates at the Aggie.
Seam comes out under, not even under center, playing quarterback for Hampton. I don't know the last time any of these college teams had a quarterback under center, but it's going to be Chris
regularly.
Ellis.
I don't know. Every now and then, A&T has done a couple of snaps this season under center, but that's about it.
I've seen a few teams under center, but this is football. Shotgun.
It'll be Chris Ellis, the Greensboro native. He'll hand it off to Burris. Shakes, bakes, and is down to the 33.
And there you see that RPO action where you got to worry about the running ability of the quarterback, and he just hands it off to Burris, and Burris picks up a big gain for the Pirates. See, just simple off left guard. Beautiful blocking up front by Hampton.
Shovel pass to Burris. Turns upfield and is able to reach for the 31.
Stop made by number 32.
A&T is going to have to come up with a stop here on this drive. You know, a turnover would be great. A&T, you cannot allow Hampton to get the ball into the end zone.
This is probably 4-down territory for Hampton.
Well, I mean, you don't have anything to lose. You got a 10-point lead. You're on the plus side of the 50, so I wouldn't see why not.
Play action. That one hauled in by Paisant. He's got nowhere to go.
Paisant loses his shoe on the catch. Gonna bring up 3rd down here for Hampton. You mentioned the Pirates don't pick this up. You're looking at probably 4-down territory, but with the elusiveness of Chris Ellis at the quarterback position, Hampton has options.
Hampton 7th in FCS in 3rd down efficiency.
Yeah, even 50% coming into the ball game, not bad on 3rd down.
3 for 7 today. Screen pass to Snipes. He'll turn upfield and is dropped just shy of that 1st down marker. But if you're Hampton, you're probably just going for it here, or at least trying to draw A&T off.
And as a defender, you got to see that coming. I don't come up and engage with the blocker. I'm getting up underneath the blocker. I'm doing whatever I can so he can't get his hands on me. And this sets up a 4th and short here for Hampton. They're going to go for it. A&T has to come up with a big-time stop here to get the ball back over to their offense.
On the ground, Snipes breaks through, drags Harris, and is taken down on the doorstep.
It's just a inside handoff to Snipes. And I guess if it's 4th and short, Hampton doesn't have a thought of not going for it, especially when you have Snipes and Burris.
Snipes barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Pirates.
Yeah, Snipes finishes what he started. Gets into the end zone for Hampton. And the Pirates now 30 unanswered here in Greensboro.
This is a Hampton squad that averages 29.3 points per game this season. A&T giving up almost 40 points per game.
That's a recipe for a big-time scoring afternoon for Hampton, and they are obliging thus far. And, you know, if you turn this game on at the start, this is a shock to you because A&T looked like they had the makings of blowing Hampton out of the stadium, up 14-0 quick, fast, and in a hurry. But since that moment, Hampton getting it done.
North Carolina A&T 14.
And there are some A&T fans that have seen enough for today. 31 unanswered points now.
Well, the traffic was terrible getting into the stadium.
Oh, but it was awful.
You know, 17-point deficit, not out of the realm of the possibility. You got a lot of time left in this ball game. You know, some fans may choose to beat the traffic, but the faithful will stay.
if you're A&T, you need to play like a return for a score to try and bring some life back into this crowd.
If not for a score, a big return to give you excellent field position, because that's how you score your points in the first quarter. Great field position. First off the interception, Malcolm Mays throwing an interception there in the first quarter, and then the fumble on the kick return by Brennan Ridley. And that resulted in the 2 touchdowns for A&T rather.
Cortez Lane will step up and field this at the 17. Tries to break free and is able to head north of the 35 and will be marked at the 36. So a solid return for Cortez Lane, who has done a really nice job today in the return game.
Really has, and that's going to be great starting field position for A&T, and it allows you to, not have to limit your playbook. But if you're the Aggies, again, a lot of time left. You don't have to abandon the run, but if you're going to run it, you're going to have to get 3, 4, 5 yards per carry before you may exclusively start going to the pass game.
First down and 10 for the Aggies.
Fomby working on 1st and 10. A handoff to Dalrymple.
And again, a 5-yard gain on first down, you can do that. You have enough time in this ball game left that you don't have to abandon the run.
Jason Ivey for North Carolina A&T remains down on the field. The big left tackle out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ivey, the redshirt senior, on one knee. Both teams can get a blow here. But again, a 5-yard carry on first down, that's pretty good for A&T. We're going to step away here. Hampton, 31, A&T, 14 is Geo.
Our Blues make us go. A 90-minute documentary.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Welcome back out to Truist Stadium, 31-14. North Carolina A&T trailing Hampton here in the third quarter.
Attention, Aggie fans. If you had any
I got to tell you, Damian,
make sure you don't get
tremendous pageantry around this event, the 99th greatest homecoming on earth. You can just hope that there's some special ending waiting for us on the other side of this quarter.
Because you hate to lose homecomings. As a former player, I mean, homecomings and senior days, you don't want to lose those two games. And A&T got off to a great start, just scuffling since that moment.
Fomby has time, throws, and completes the pass to Caldwell. He'll turn into Pirate territory and will be wrestled down at the 43.
Aggies are going to need more of that. Fomby sticks that back foot into the ground, fires it to Caldwell. Chunk yardage play for the Aggies.
1st and 10. Coles. He has a nice chunk of yardage on first down and will be Tackled to the grass
again
at the 36.
Plenty of time left to still run the football, especially if you're getting.
It's only the third quarter.
6-7 yards a carry.
A gain of 7, second down and 3.
Coles again gets the call. He has the first down and more, and that'll move the sticks.
And with that ground game and it being successful, then you can pull it out, play action, RPO, and find one of these receivers down the field. But A&T, since that first quarter, very, very inconsistent offensively. Fomby coming off of his best game as an Aggie a couple of weeks ago at Richmond, trying to recreate that magic today.
Here's Blizzard, his first touch of the afternoon.
Been waiting on Shamik Blizzard to get into the ball game, and I know you've been waiting on something as well for Blizzard. And if you're an Aggies fan, you're hoping that that happens.
Wearing number 9 today, as opposed to his typical 28. The Aggies in the alternate gold uniforms this afternoon. I do love the cursive decal on the helmet.
Pretty snazzy on the helmets for A&T.
Pressure on. Fomby steps up and is sacked. Aki Nance, the grad transfer from Delaware.
That's a big-time play by Nance. A&T had been moving the ball well on this drive. Just a outside rush from Nance gets to Fomby, and that's going to set up 3rd and long here.
Officially 3rd and 11 from the 32 of the Pirates.
Is this 4-down territory if you're
You probably
A&T?
need to get another 5 to get into field goal range. Fomby, quick release towards the outside. Rucker can't stay in bounds. And he'll be marked ahead to around the 28. It will bring up 4th down.
This Andrew Brown field goal range, be about a 45, 46-yarder. And that's extremely makeable for Brown. They're going to trot him out on the field.
Andrew Brown.
And any points at this point for A&T would be welcomed. Hadn't scored any points since the first quarter as you try to claw your way back into this one.
It'll be a 45-yard attempt from the right hash for Brown. The kick on the way. No good, wide right.
And usually the reliable Andrew Brown, another miss. And the Aggies come away with no points. The officials
reset the game clock to 6 minutes, 36 seconds.
See here on the replay. Brown gets enough of it. Tracking right, never comes back left. And the Aggies come away with no points.
So a tough series for A&T as the Hampton defense standing tall. As Chris Zealous will serve as the quarterback for this drive. It's Robinson, and he's across the 35, and now an Aggie is down. And that will stop the clock. It's Terrell Dudley. Oh, if you're A&T, what can you do to try and get some momentum back in this ball game and give yourself a chance to pull out a victory on homecoming?
Well, someone has to make a play, and not only a play that changes the momentum, but sparks the crowd. You see the crowd anxious, some getting up, trying to beat the traffic. Make a momentum play. This is an injury again on the field, and Coach Brown is out there for A&T.
Dudley going to be helped off the field.
The injured Aggie, number 32, Terrell Dudley. Let's give him a round of applause.
Let's hope Dudley's okay. And the Hampton in full control of this ball game now.
Second down.
It all started with the helmet flying off for Malcolm Mays and the insertion of Chris Zealous at the quarterback position for Hampton.
And now a whistle. It looks like there was some movement up front. That'll back the Pirates up 5. You know, you prepare for one thing all week just to have something else thrown at you. And sometimes that really hurts.
Well, if you're A&T defensively, although Malcolm Mays had a great game versus Rhode Island, 4 touchdowns, passing, no interceptions, you got to understand this is a 2-quarterback system. Both of these quarterbacks at Hampton, Mays and Zealous, have played extensively this season. So it's no surprise to myself doing the research and talking to Coach Boykin for Hampton that Zealous is doing so well.
Zealous dropping back, launches one down the seam, and that one is incomplete. Looked like Paisant wanted a flag and will not get it.
The late coverage. Paisant, you mentioned, looking for a flag.
For number 10, TK Paisant.
Benjamin Mittman, late in coverage, breaks it up.
Number 21, Trey Mittman. Aggie Nation, it's third down.
Big third down here for the defense. Trying to get a stop, trying to get the ball back to the offense for A&T.
Zealous loses the football. It's on the deck and picked up by the Aggies.
And that's the big play that A&T had to have, and that's the big play that A&T got from their defense.
By the Aggies.
Fumble recovered.
Recovered by the defense.
By Detarius Glover.
Yeah, Detarius Glover, defensive end for the Aggies. Johnny on the spot. And that's a big play, and again, a short field offensively for the Aggies here. You see on the replay as Zealous wanted to let that one go, kind of pump faked it. When he pump faked it, it doomed him. Got hit on the elbow, and the ball popped out. A&T recovers it. That's the big play that they needed.
Well, how about this? A&T is 2 for 2 scoring touchdowns when starting drives on this side of the 50.
So it would behoove the Aggies to capitalize here on a short field.
Well, it makes it a different ball game if they do.
Definitely, and it's enough time left where you're not panicking. And they may try to call. I didn't want to say it. It looked like his arm, they may say his arm was trying to come forward because he pump faked it, but he got hit simultaneously, so we'll see if we can get a replay. Not a favorable replay call in the first half for A&T. We'll see what this is.
So it'll be Todd Boyd to the replay area. The replay official today is Carlton Derrick with the coordinator Joshua Marodi. And you're right, earlier to end the first half, there was an interesting call that went against A&T. The replay official explained that there was control to the field and the ball was jostled loose by the ground. And so that's why the interception stood. Now you just have to keep in mind, folks, that we may have different replays compared to the officials. So they sometimes are not able to see the same things that we are. However, on the shot that we had, that did not look to be the initial case.
And for A&T, they need this call to go their way. This could be the start of a run here. As you see, he tried to pull it down, but when he pulled it down, his arm got hit. So I don't think you can call that a pass. It was called a fumble on the field. Most of the time, unless his conclusive evidence to overturn it, the officials will keep the original call on the field.
So 31-14, the Pirates with 31 unanswered points. Especially interesting considering the 2 missed field goals for A&T. Very uncharacteristic.
Andrew Brown, clutch field goal kicker, missing 2 field goals. So you're missing those 6 points, and A&T needing this call to go their way.
Let's go ahead and send it down to the 3rd member of our crew, Raven Douglas, standing by with an update.
Now, just a few minutes ago, we saw redshirt senior O-lineman Jason Ivey go down with a lower body injury. Now, he was able to get up and walk off the field a little bit, but he did have a bit of a limp. He is still being
review, the quarterback's arm was coming forward.
Terrell Dudley go down with another lower body injury. He is still being evaluated as well. He needed to be helped off the field, but was able to put pressure on this sideline as well. They're both still being evaluated. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Raven. And, Damian, the fumble has been taken away. The tuck rule in effect.
I hate being right sometimes. I didn't know it was a tuck rule in college. They didn't want to call it they wanted to call it the 2-minute timeout, right? So you can't take the tuck rule, right? Bright side of things for A&T, they will get the ball on the punt, but better to have it in your opponent's side of the field than on your side. See if you can get a big return here on the punt return from Aaron Harris. I saw the front arm coming forward on the pump fake, but then the ball popped out. Thought that officials may try to overturn that one, and they did. But nevertheless, A&T gets the stop. You'll get the ball back. You can get a big return from Aaron Harris. You're still in business.
And now Todd Boyd is returning to the sideline to speak with the replay officials. I think he wants to make sure that the spot of the ball is correct.
Now Hampton going back over to their sideline. Been a funky game since that blistering start early for A&T. Now we're going to get back to the action again. Aaron Harris, really good return, man.
So it'll be 4th and 7. The Pirates set up to punt.
On to punt, number 49, Brett Starling. Back deep for the Aggies is number 4, Aaron Harris.
Aaron Harris back deep to receive the punt. And he will secure the fair catch at the 38-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Justin Fomby and the Aggies.
Fair catch is signal, and the Aggies will take over 1st and 10 inside their territory.
Well, you just had an opportunity to potentially swing the momentum a little bit. It got taken away from you. Now, is this one of those moments where you try and go deep and see if you can catch a little lightning in a bottle?
Well, you don't have to go for the gusto. I mean, you got to earn it. You're not going to get a short field, but you got some time left. You know, A&T not traditionally known as a shot-taking type offense.
The Aggies stay on the ground with that call. Dalrymple takes a big hit at the 43.
Number 23, Hammer Dalrymple on the carry.
Again, the Aggies still trying to run the football.
Second down and 6 for the Aggies.
Down 17 now. Don't have to abandon the run, but you want to run with a purpose. But again, a 5-yard gain, you can't complain about the results. You just got to put points on the board if you're A&T.
The quick screen out to Dillard. Doesn't have a lot of room to operate, and he gets chucked down to the ground.
Fumbles pass to Dillard.
He's going to set up a 3rd and short here for A&T. Must pick up here on 3rd down. Aggies have been able to move the ball at times in this ball game. Just the consistency, we talked about it. Being consistent means everything, especially on the offensive side of the ball for A&T.
Dalrymple has his legs cut out from under him.
That's going to set up a 4th down, and you got a decision to make here. If you're A&T, Aggies are going to have to go for it. Heck of a play in the backfield there. Trey Everett for Hampton, rather. The Aggies rolling the dice here.
It's 4th and 2. Bombi will send trips out to the top of the screen. Dillard will now motion to the bottom of the set. Bombi opens up, throws to Coles on the run, lowers his shoulder, has the 1st down, and the drive is alive.
And that's one thing that Coles has showed you in this ball game. He could be a weapon out of the backfield, has a touchdown reception in this ball game, picks up a big 4th down there with his hands. And these are young guys in Cole and Dalrymple. As we have an injured Pirate now on the ground.
That's Will Hicks. Came up with a couple big plays in the first half. And we're going to go ahead and take a timeout. We're back after these messages on Flow College.
CAA football is action-packed. CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
Sports.
Back with you here in Greensboro, 31-14. Hampton on top and in control. We'll send it down to the sideline to Raven Douglas.
Thanks, guys. Junior linebacker Terrell Dudley has been ruled out for the rest of the game with his lower body injury. Jason Ivey is still questionable as he is being evaluated right now. The energy on the Aggie sideline is a bit down, but it's not silent. The players are still trying to call on each other to make a big play and turn this game around. Back to you guys.
Rucker able to haul in that pass along the near side. Fomby had a day and a half back there.
Yeah, Fomby, no pressure surveying the field, just waiting for an Aggie to break free. 7-yard pickup, quality on first down. And, you know, this is a part of the game where Hampton feels like they're in control, and they are up 17. But the Aggies can get into the end zone, make it a 10-score game with the extra point. Then they put some game pressure on Hampton. Right now, Hampton on cruise control.
Hicks, he'll shoot through the middle. Some extracurricular activities out on the field.
It's enough for another A&T first down.
Good blocking up front, good kick out block there from the Aggies.
The quick toss to Caldwell. He has some room, the first down, and is hip tossed out of bounds.
To carry Caldwell.
Caldwell using his size and speed, pick up a big first down. Getting the ball out of his hands quick as Fomby. Both teams have utilized this play where you use that slot receiver to block for the outside receiver, and hopefully you can pick up chunk yardage. And again, A&T they've been able to get down here into this red zone. Got to capitalize here.
Fomby under pressure, throws towards the end zone, and that one had a bunch of Pirates swimming around.
Yeah, Fomby had all day to throw that one. Had Javon Dillard all alone on the sideline, just didn't see him. That's going to be a play that you see on film, be like, hey, how did I miss that guy?
Second down and 10 for the Aggies.
A lot of concerned faces in the crowd, wondering what is next for this A&T ball club. A trip to Campbell next week, and then William & Mary at home. As Hicks is taken down from behind, and that will bring the marker beyond the sticks.
Yeah, Hicks trying to bounce it outside, and Jordan White, who had that interception to end the first half, comes up with a big TFL.
Brings up third down and 12 for the Aggies.
And if you don't pick up this first down here, if you're A&T, does a field goal, do you go for that field goal? You make it a 14-point deficit. Aggies thinking, hey, let's pick up this first down and keep the drive alive.
8 on the play clock. Lots of shifting going on. 4 to go. And now a timeout taken by Hampton.
And that was good for A&T, as looked like the Aggies were confused on the offensive end, but Hampton takes the timeout.
51 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Pirates cruising right now. Haven't allowed an A&T point since the 11:46 mark of the first quarter. Since then, 31 straight points for the Pirates.
And not just that it's been 31 unanswered points, it's the fact that Hampton has done it with essentially their quote-unquote backup quarterback. The offense hadn't missed a beat since Chris Zellis took over for Malcolm Hayes. And give credit also to Hampton's defense. And Coach Boykin talked about it. They have a rotating defensive front, play a lot of guys up front. You know, players in the secondary, he said, didn't play a lot last season, but are seeing a lot of field time this year, have really stepped up as well.
Third down and 12 for the Aggies.
It's 3rd and 12 for A&T. Fomby towards the end zone. That one is jarred loose, incomplete, as Jamison Warren was the target.
Yeah, Warren had his hands on it, got sandwiched by a couple of Pirate defenders and got the ball loose, so that's going to bring out Andrew Brown again. You see on the replay. Warren got his hands on it, had to go up and get it. Just couldn't secure the catch to the ground. Took a big shot there.
Looked like by
from
Jordan
the defender.
White. So Brown On for a 32-yard attempt. And this time he punches it through. So that will end the scoring streak for Hampton at 31 straight. Makes it a 31-17 ball game with 41 seconds to go in quarter number 3.
The much needed points there for A&T. Still a 2-score ball game, but you know, you got something at the end of that drive. You feel good about it. You know, you give yourself a chance. You're still down 2 scores. Anything can happen. You got a whole quarter left to go.
Definitely some football left to be played. You see the blue and gold marching machine. So that drive, 11 plays, 48 yards in 5 minutes and 7 seconds.
You know, what that drive does is gives A&T a little bit more confidence. Like, okay, we can move the ball. We can put some points on the board. Now they got to come up with a stop. They were able to stop Hampton on their last possession. You got to come up with stops now. You cannot allow Hampton to move the ball, run time off the clock, or score any more points. But coming into this ball game, both teams, I thought, were going to have some confidence, even in close losses before their bye week. A&T losing by 3 at Richmond, and Hampton losing in double overtime to Rhode Island.
The Aggies still in search of their first CAA win since moving up to the conference. This one fielded by the Pirates as Donovan Shepard able to scamper ahead to around the 24.
You're going to see a chance here for Hampton, who hadn't thought about running any clock in this ball game so far. Here you're up by 14. You want to shorten this ball game and lean on your running attack, and here you see a change at quarterback for Hampton.
Malcolm Mays back in, 6 for 8 today, 98 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. A little flip pass to Ridley. He'll cross the 30 and is taken down at the 31.
A couple of Aggies trying to get that ball away from Brennan Ridley.
Stop made by number 25.
Ridley's going to be sore tomorrow as well. He's taking a couple of big shots in this ball game.
Him and Moultrie.
Brings up 2nd down and 3.
Ridley up to 91 yards on 6 catches, and that will do it for the third quarter. 31-17. Hampton trying to force A&T to walk the plank on homecoming. We're back after this.
Significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing, and who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence, and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
Back with you here in Greensboro. 31-17. A&T trailing Hampton. We're going to look at our in-game stats.
Yeah, look at that balanced attack for Hampton. 138 on the ground, 187 through the air. A&T's done pretty well through the air. The rushing yards, but the penalties. A&T just killing themselves with the flags. Time of possession, pretty even. 2 turnovers for Hampton, 1 for A&T. But those penalties, coupled with the fact that A&T can't run the ball against a team who gives up about 190 yards on the ground, and that's been the ball game for the Aggies.
Mays will continue to quarterback the offense here in the 4th quarter. And here come the Pirates rushing into Aggie territory. It's Tymir Robinson.
And that was a big hole for Robinson. Took Prunty in the secondary to get him down. Just a solid block up front.
First down and 10, Hampton.
If it had not been for Prunty, Robinson would still be running.
Robinson again shakes off the first tackler. He's got the first down and is taken down at the 32.
Hadn't seen a bunch of Robinson in his ball game, so fresh legs, and coaches tend to do that. 4th quarter, the defense is worn down just a bit. You bring a new running back in, he's chomping at the bits to show the coaching staff what he can do, and Robinson has those fresh legs out there running hard.
32.
Screen pass out to Ferguson. First time we've called his name today, and he is inside the 30.
The Mays pass complete.
Pirates are on the move, and this was a drive where A&T needs to come up with a stop, and Hampton understands that, and they're trying to answer and keep the Aggies at arm's length.
Mays will send 3 receivers to the top of the formation.
For the Pirates.
I mean, if you're Hampton, you're going deep into the play clock. And here come the Pirates into the end zone. It's Shepard.
And that's a big-time touchdown run by Shepard. A&T just cannot stop Hampton from scoring touchdowns.
And that might be the nail in the coffin for this one.
You see on the replay, Shepard takes the handoff. Just good blocking up front initially from Hampton. And Shepard in the daylight, you're not going to catch him. Jeremiah Orr, the redshirt junior, started that with a good block up front, and Shepard did the rest, scoring a touchdown.
The PAT from Zahoski is good.
38-17, 13-10 to go in the 4th. We'll take a timeout. We're back after this on Flo College.
Universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
My hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence, and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
The blue and gold marching machine still enjoying themselves here in Greensboro. Let's go ahead and send it down to the sidelines. Raven Douglas with a report.
Now, Coach Boykin has established a very dominant run game for Hampton. He did start as the running backs coach before stepping into his role as the interim head coach. Running back Elijah Burris, you see he is a big key of the run game for Hampton. He actually spent 4 years under Coach Boykin, and credits him for a lot of his development and his skill set. He said a lot of the things that he's taught him has been stuff that a lot of football players wouldn't originally think about. Back to you guys.
Receive.
Hampton getting ready to kick this one away to A&T.
Cortez Lane.
Lane is going to let this go over his head and through the back of the end zone with 13:10 remaining in the ball game. If you're A&T, is there anything you can do to try and salvage this?
Well, you got 13:10 left to do just that. Fomby has shown the ability to throw the football. What you have to do is be consistent and sustain drives, and you've gotten down to the red zone a couple of times and the series bogged down. You relied on Andrew Brown for a couple of field goals. He's missed 2, made 1. So A&T, they have to move the football quick, fast, in a hurry. And at this point, you're probably going to have to not abandon the run, but you're going to have to catch them sleeping to run the football. You're going to rely on the arm of Justin Fomby.
Fomby has some time. Now he's flushed and gets wrestled down to the ground at the 20.
Yeah, Fomby did have time initially.
Fomby brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
I think they call that a coverage sack.
Yeah, coverage sack indeed. Corey Yeoman coming up with that play for Hampton.
Brings up 2nd down and 15 for North Carolina A&T.
You're A&T, you got to go fast. Although you did lose big yards on that, you got to get up on the line of scrimmage, you got to go.
Fomby finds Caldwell his favorite target. He'll try and cross the entire width of the field and is only able to advance to the 30.
And I think A&T looks back at this game film, win, lose, or draw. They're going to wish they got the ball to Caldwell a little bit more. He's a big play waiting to happen for A&T. At the time, where A&T was up 14-0, trying to put more points on the board, couldn't find big number 1.
Fomby launches this down the sideline to Caldwell, and that'll be incomplete. The coverage provided by Darren Burton II.
That's going to bring up 4th down here. Aggies going to keep the offense on the field.
Fomby's pass incomplete.
I mean, what else do you have to lose, right? Why not?
You don't have a bunch to lose. I mean, what you could do is not get it on 4th, give Hampton a short field. Hampton scores a touchdown and you're losing 45-17. That could happen.
Yeah, it could.
Or you can get the 1st down.
That could also happen. That's why they play the game.
Big play here.
Any other options?
Touchdown, A&T.
And instead it's going to be a sack. Turnover on downs. And the Pirates, with all the momentum, playing spoiler here on homecoming, as the Aggies are inching further and further down the plank.
2 sacks on that drive for Yeoman, doing yeoman's work for Hampton. Now the Pirates, provided with a short field, and the way that they've been running the football, moving the football all afternoon long, Aggies' backs definitely up against the wall.
Zealous back in. So far today, a touchdown through the air. Shepard. He has his legs taken out from under him after a gain of about 5.
Now you see Hampton very content, and rightfully so, and smart for the Pirates to just run the football, and they've been successful both running and throwing in this ball game, really complete game for the Pirates. You know, those 2 turnovers early are the only, dark marks on the ledger for Hampton in this ball game.
Well, the Pirates take on Elon next, then Villanova, Towson, Richmond, Albany to finish up the season. Shepherd will plow ahead for a couple. So a couple of winnable ball games in there, and you never know what can happen. The Aggies, on the other hand, a few tough games. William and Mary, Villanova sitting out there. You do go to Campbell next week, which should be a decent ball game. At Towson the week of the 16th, and then regional rival Elon to close it out. And the Phoenix have struggled as well this season.
So A&T, all the momentum that they gained in the loss, albeit a loss at Richmond, and that's gone away today. So they're going to have to start back over on the drawing board as we have a penalty on the field. Pass was complete in the end zone, but that's not going to count.
Some pre-snap movement.
Offside. Defense number 94 in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty.
A&T was in the neutral zone. That's going to move the ball up 5 yards.
Hampton hasn't needed any help, especially here in the second half. But again, the Pirates, interesting to see a lot of these teams transition from one conference to the next, and not just the athletic programs, but the particular teams within the athletic department. Hampton has had a little bit more success in the CAA on the football field. It's A&T, but other sports, Hampton struggles a little bit in CAA play and in general, so
it all balances out.
It balances out in the end.
How about this, though? Raven Douglas, the third member of our crew, actually a member of the women's basketball team here.
I set you up there nicely.
Picked to finish first in the CAA this year. So Terrell Robinson and his squad.
So Raven is
ready to tip it off.
Multi-talented sideline reporter as well as a hoop star.
Earning her MBA. So she's getting it done on and off the court. Shepherd tries to turn upfield. That door closed after a few yards.
On the carry.
Again, Hampton content keeping the ball on the ground, running clock.
Short gain on the play. Aggie Nation, it's third down.
Even if they don't pick up this third down, already in field goal range, don't even need any more points. If you're Hampton, you just need the clock to keep running. You mentioned running that play clock down to under 5 seconds before they snap it.
Here comes Hampton trying to punch another one in, and they do. It's Tymere Robinson.
Tymere Robinson, touchdown, Hampton.
Hampton again pouring it on here in Greensboro. And at this point, that pride is wounded. If you're A&T, see Robinson again just breaking tackles, rumbling into the end zone. And Robinson, not a small guy, not going to come down with an arm tackle. And Hampton is not going to stop playing just because they're up big. They're going to keep trying to pile on these Aggies.
Third different rusher with a touchdown today for the Pirates. As the PAT counts.
With the PAT.
Media timeout.
And we will take a timeout. 45-17. The Pirates in control, steering the ship here in Greensboro.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other UNC system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T, always doing, never done.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything. My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing. And who doesn't want that?
Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
.838 to go in this one, 45-17. The Pirates taking care of business in a hostile environment. How about that for a debut for a head coach as the official head coach?
I mean, what better way to celebrate you signing a contract, removing the interim tag, than to come on the road to Jiho, not just anyone's homecoming, but to A&T's homecoming, a former rival in multiple leagues, the CIAA, to the MEAC, to the Big South, and now to the CAA, and come in and putting belt to butt here on this Jiho Saturday afternoon. And you got to tip your hat to Coach Boykins and Hampton. They came, they weathered that early storm, and they took control of the ball game and never let go.
There's going to be a lot of self-reflection here in Greensboro after this one.
I mean, my advice would be to enjoy the rest of your homecoming if these results are not to your liking. But again, at this
and Lane
point,
just left the ball after he touched it. Hampton picks it up, and that's going to be a touchdown.
You know, a brain freeze there for Lane as he thought that he was calling fair catch.
The ball is recovered in the end zone by the Pirates of Hampton University.
And let it go. Got up and ran to the sideline. Hampton alertly goes and dives on the ball.
Is that the ball was touched by the receiver, subsequently recovered in the end zone by the kicking team. Touchdown.
Then you got to down it if you're Lane. Let's see here on the replay. He catches it. He doesn't catch it. So if he takes a knee and downs it there, then he's good. But he doesn't take a knee, and that results in another touchdown for Hampton.
On for the PAT, Brian Zahoski.
Zahoski on for the extra point. And that one is good.
It's good, and with 8:29 remaining in the game.
And now some extracurriculars out on the field.
North Carolina A&T 17.
As A&T getting blown out on homecoming.
Yeah, this is not the outcome that A&T had envisioned, especially after that early start. But Hampton was not intimidated in the least bit by going down 14-0. And have imposed their will in all aspects of this ball game. And, you know, now you have A&T making mental errors, not downing the kick in the end zone.
And it looks like one of our officials is injured right now. The training staff is going to pay a visit.
What else
Todd
can happen in this ball game?
In the scrum, it looked like the referee might have gotten hit in the head with a helmet.
Well, football is a contact sport.
For everybody.
My coach has always told me, keep your head on a swivel, son. And I'm assuming that that applies to the officials as well. Just looking at some of the stats, Hampton over 226 yards rushing. You know, and it's equally distributed. Snipes, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. Robinson, 52 yards, a tutty. Shepard, 47 yards, a tutty. You know, the starter, Elijah Burns, 47 yards. He's been relatively quiet for Hampton. You sprinkle in, you know, a touchdown pass from Malcolm Mays to Brennan Ridley. Chris Zellis, a touchdown pass as well to Moultrie. And Hampton well on their way to taking their mark to 1-2 in CAA play and 4-3 overall. And that's, you know, if you ask the coaching staff for Hampton at this point in the season, if you're 4-3 overall, you're going to be pretty happy with that.
And this time, Aaron Harris will secure the fair catch. Check out the scoreboard from around the league. Monmouth blowing out Bryant 55-17. William and Mary doubling up Campbell 14-7. Richmond leading Delaware 7-3. Elon on top of Albany 14-7. Earlier today, Maine beat Villanova, 35-7. Stony Brook blows out Towson 52-24, and Rhode Island a 26-9 victory over New Hampshire.
The CAA rounding into form. And with this win, Hampton moves to 1-2 in league play, not completely out of it. Pirates are showing in this one they could get it done, especially on the offensive end. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. Talented weapons on the outside. Defensively, they can get after you. On the other side, Aggies have some work to do.
Still haven't won a CAA game. And at a certain point, you have to wonder what changes may be coming down the pipeline, because whether it's certain play calling, certain personnel, you can't just keep doing the same things and expect things to change.
I think that was Einstein that said insanity is it repeating the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And for A&T, they're not far removed from, you know, HBCU national championships.
Result
and
of the play is third down.
You know,
After
NFL caliber and talent on this campus. And
15-yard penalty.
You know, the Aggie faithful, alumni, fans around the community, they love this team. They love this university. So, you know, some reflection, no doubt, needs to be made here in Greensboro. I'm not sure. I'm not the one to, you know, speculate on who and what and why and what can happen. But on homecoming, you know, this is not the optimal look if you're A&T.
No, it's not. This is when the most eyes are on you as a program. That one intercepted, and the waltz into the end zone for the Pirates. Trey Everett III. And the Pirates are going to dance their way back to the Tidewater region.
Just a swing pass read beautifully by Everett III. And that's another touchdown for Hampton. And again, in my playing days, I played Hampton, and Hampton's been a good program. A&T's been a good program. These two teams have not been that far apart, but you wouldn't tell that by today's performance. And just think, partner, it was 14-0 in the first quarter, A&T. This crowd was going crazy. Nothing was going right for Hampton. And you look up at the scoreboard, they're an extra point away from hanging 57.
Oh, it's more than that.
On the road.
Should be 59 if they hang this one. Scoreboard's wrong.
Yes, you're right. It was 52-17.
The result of the play is a touchdown for Hampton. After the play, there are two fouls, both against Hampton. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, Hampton number 11. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 34, Hampton. Both of those penalties will be assessed on the kickoff.
So Hampton hit with 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
The first unsportsmanlike for each of those players.
And you hate it for the seniors, you hate it for the players. Again, homecoming and senior night, you don't want to lose those as a player. And not only do you not want to lose it, this is like something that you'll never, ever forget, the way that you lost. So it's a tough ball game, and we still got 7:46 left here in Greensboro.
Sahoski will punch through another extra point. 59-17.
And again,
Your score with 7:46 remaining.
it's a combination of things.
Hampton 59.
A&T had opportunities in this ball game to make plays, to keep the game close, and actually to extend their lead in that first half. They didn't take advantage of those opportunities. Hampton stayed the course. Hampton made plays. Hampton grinded it out, and now they're just out there having fun. And you look up at the score, and it's as you know, as a play-by-play guy and as an analyst, it's kind of hard to find the words. You just hate it for, I hate it for being a former player, I hate it for the seniors, because this is going to be their last homecoming, and these are going to be the results. But as a coach once told me, if you don't like it, stop them.
It's a tough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, it's the gentlemen in that locker room that have to figure it out, and no one else can do it for them.
Right, we can't figure it out for you on the air. It's going to be some self-reflection, no doubt, and I think that the players and the coaching staff felt like this is going to be a good day. You know, you go on the road at Richmond, you play so well. You start the game off great. Things just fall apart throughout the ball game.
Cortez Lane on the return for North Carolina A&T. That'll be first down and 10 for the Aggies.
But this is now the second rivalry game this year that you've been blown out in. That is probably more of an issue than anything.
It is an issue. It's an issue not just because it's a rivalry game, but the way that this game has transpired. You know, you had a 14-0 lead. You had an opportunity to build on that lead. You couldn't do that, but every quarter it's its own game, I believe, in football, and Hampton just figured it out, and A&T never quite could.
Fomby over the middle, that one complete to Dillard, and he is met by a swarm of Pirates.
And now you're going to see a lot of pushing and shoving, especially for A&T. And, you know, it hurts when you look up at the scoreboard and, you know, you got 59 hung on you. But you got to keep playing until the clock reaches triple zeros.
First and 10 for the Aggies at the Hampton 38.
It'll be first and 10 for North Carolina A&T. Fomby working with a twin set. Play action. Throws that one to the edge. He has Rory Jones, Amen Hetep, who is taken down immediately.
Number 89, Rory Jones, Amen Hetep.
Now you're going to start possibly seeing some Aggies who don't get a lot of field time.
A loss of 1 on the play brings up second down and 11 for the Aggies.
All right, this is when you find out if you and I did our homework tonight.
I wasn't prepared for a 59-17 score. Now, I did homework. I got a lot of stuff highlighted, things of that nature. But I was more anticipating a close ball game, seeing as though these two usually play each other pretty tough. Had a close game at Hampton last year for Hampton's homecoming, so I was anticipating a close ball game. Did not expect this.
A&T will now have lost the last 3 to the Hampton Pirates. and will move to 1-3 in homecoming games since leaving the MEAC.
You can't put into, empirical data points like the importance of homecoming at A&T, the money that's spent around the community, the excitement, the fellowship, and everything like that. You want to be able to come out here and put on a good show for the fans, the alum, the community, to keep them engaged. Now, folks are still going to come out because it's homecoming. They're still going to tailgate. They're still, if you're an alum, if you are a part of the university, you're still going to celebrate homecoming. But you want to have a winning atmosphere to put on top of all the festivities that you have for GHO. It's just a shame that the game turned out the way it did, but hats off to Hampton. They come out here and asserted themselves after that first quarter. It's been all Hampton Pirates.
It'll bring up 4th and 6. And now a delay of game penalty.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
When things are going poorly, they just seem to ripple all the way downhill.
Definitely, and offensively for A&T, they've done some pretty good things in this ball game. They've been able to move the ball. They have been able to throw the ball, hadn't been able to run the ball like they would normally do or like they would like, but you got so many injuries at the running back position.
Bombi tosses it out to Hicks. It won't be enough for the first, and that will be another turnover on downs.
Hampton's just had the answer.
First down, Hampton will take over.
Defensively, since that first quarter, Hampton has been pretty solid on the defensive side of the ball, and Pirates are going to go back to that Tidewater area with a big-time road win.
So the Pirates will trot the offense out.
Going to see
with
a new
their
quarterback.
Third quarterback of the day. It'll be Emmanuel Baskerville, the redshirt freshman. Getting his first action this season. And the Pirates will keep it on the ground.
Important snaps for Baskerville because Malcolm Mays is a redshirt senior, Sellis a redshirt junior, so Baskerville probably going to be in that mix next season. One, as the coaches say, one play away. He's one play away this season from being the number 2 guy. So you always got to stay ready. And in games like this, you can get your backups some snaps and get them game reps, game action to keep them ready.
Pirates now just trying to run out the clock and set course for Hampton, Virginia.
You got a million of them set course.
Listen,
you had them
Damien,
all.
we've worked together how many years now? Why does this surprise you?
Well, you just pull them out of thin air, I feel like. I mean, there is like no lead up to it, but I like that. They're almost setting course for the Tidewater area. And I hope people get it. Hampton, Virginia, Tidewater, Pirates, setting course. Excellent work, my friend.
I mean, next they're going to get the map out. And
nice play there made by Prunty. For A&T, not nearly enough of those for the Aggies. It's going to be Prunty's last homecoming here in Greensboro.
Emmanuel Baskerville's pass is complete.
Prunty from that Tidewater area as well.
Yep.
So probably knows quite a few of these Pirates.
Eden Baskerville.
So the Pirates punt unit is on.
Karan Prunty on the stop. Brings up 4th down.
It'll be Aaron Harris back deep. And it looks like the Aggies are actually missing a player on special teams. Missing a few.
Several.
And now there's just a whole bunch of Aggies out on the field. And I mean, let's just be honest.
Hampton.
If you're getting blown out like this, those things can't happen. You can't not know that you're supposed to be out on the field.
And it puts that much more of a spotlight on what's going on. Like when you're not able to field your punt return team. You know, that's on, you know, the guys are on the sideline. I understand you're down big in this one. But you got to know, like, I'm on punt team, I'm on punt return, I'm on kick team. I got to know when I'm supposed to be out on the field. It's just a tough day all around. Started off so well.
That's why they play the whole game. Well, some fans making the most of it here, enjoying their homecoming.
You know, for some fans, it's not about the wins and the losses. It's about the fellowship. And, you know, still, when you come home, the door's always open, so you're going to have a good time.
And now a flag out on the field. That'll stop play.
Flags on the play.
And one more flag just flew all the way in.
Let's see what this penalty is. And
there's about 6 flags on the field right now, so this is going to take a minute.
Every official threw a flag.
But I think a few of them are for different things.
False start. Offense. Number 32. 5-yard penalty, 4th down. Please put 2:10 on the clock.
You know, you look up at the scoreboard, 59-17, but I look back to a couple of plays. 3rd and long, Hampton has it. They're up 24-14. A&T's going to get the ball back. Call for a horse collar.
That was the turning point of the game.
And I feel like Hampton scored about 2 plays later. And Pirates never looked back. Not saying that the game, that A&T would have come all the way back and changed, but it was still a ball game at that point. But since then, it's been all Hampton.
Sterling is caught by number 4, Aaron Harris, who calls the fair catch. It'll be 1st down and 10 for North Carolina A&T.
You see Vincent Brown on the sideline.
Tough day at the office.
They don't get much tougher than this.
I don't envy the coaches. Maybe their paychecks from time to time, but from quarter to quarter, game to game, has to be the most stressful, one of the most stressful jobs.
Noah Sanders is in at quarterback now.
2-minute
so he'll be the 4th quarterback that the Aggies have used this season. We're going to go ahead and take the 2-minute timeout. Coming down the stretch here in Greensboro. We're back after this.
CAA football is action-packed. CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
Back out to Truist Stadium, the Pirates getting set to notch their first conference victory of the season. Total domination. That's really the best way I could describe it. Other than the first 5 minutes of this ball game.
And it happened so quickly. The first 14 points of the game, if you join us late, were scored by A&T. Crowd going crazy, interception by Malcolm Mays, fumble on the kick return after the touchdown by Brennan Ridley, 14 quick points for A&T. After that, Hampton didn't score quickly. They just got back into the ball game. 14-7, then 14-10, then 14-17, then 24-14. They just kept building and building, and Hampton took control of this game and just put a big-time score and a big-time beatdown on the home team.
And the Pirates continue to show their strength. And Shamik Blizzard gets brought down.
Yeah, one of those games where, do you look at the film, partner? Or do you throw this? You don't even look at the film, right? Maybe the first quarter?
No, you look at it. You got to look at it.
It's going to be a long film session. You know, I always take it back as an analyst to like my playing days. We don't watch these films. We don't watch these. We don't want this to linger for the remainder of the season.
Sanders able to race ahead for a first down.
Number 10.
I guess my thing is, how do you fix your mistakes if you don't watch the tape?
Some tapes you just throw away. Start fresh. Start anew. And this it has to be one of those games.
That's the end of the game.
And that will do it. Trent Boykin, victorious in his first game as head coach of the Hampton Pirates. The Aggies still in search of their first CAA victory, a 59-17 total domination victory here in the 99th homecoming game at A&T for the Hampton Pirates.
A big-time win for Hampton, especially coming on the road, spoiling one of your longtime rivals' homecoming, and not just spoiling it, but putting it on them. A&T, a lot of soul searching here in Greensboro.
Hampton, 419 total yards of offense, 59 points to get the job done. For Raven Douglas down on the sidelines, and my partner, Damian Banks, and our wonderful My 48 Flow College production crew, I'm Spencer Turkin saying so long from Greensboro, North Carolina. The final score, Hampton 59, North Carolina A&T 17. You've been watching the CAA on Flow College. Good afternoon, everybody.